y'all. Welcome back to another episode of More Than a Title. I'm your host, as usual, Jared Thomas, founder of More Than Media, and this is More Than a Title, episode 308, y'all. We've been working. I told y'all it felt great. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in on Tuesday and tuned into consistently all the other shows. This is for y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you to all the followers. Thank you to the supporters. Shout out to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Kick. Like I said, the youngins are rocking with me over there on TikTok and Kick and all that. They got the youngins asking questions. It's a beautiful thing. And I just want to say I thank you guys, right? Because once again, it's very difficult to be consistent. It's very difficult to be consistent. And the love that I get from you guys is overwhelming. I love it. It's days where I'm down, I'm thinking it, you're second guessing yourself as an entrepreneur, you're second guessing yourself as a business person, and you're just like, damn, I just don't got it today. And every single time that happens, I get a text from one of you guys. I get a call from somebody. I get a sign that shows you're on the right path, right? And so that's what this journey is about. And that's what we celebrate here is that journey. Being able to keep going against everything with people who aren't supporting you, right? You got family members that may not give you love the way you want them to give you love and buy stuff or do whatever, right? But what I told somebody, I told this to a young boy the other day, right? It's about you. Like, you can't worry about that. It's all about the mindset, right? It's all about the mindset. You are what you say you are, right? You are the life that you lead, right? Like, so at the end of the day, you got to tell yourself, you are the stories that you tell yourself. And I tell myself I'm great. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing forward, right? You gotta just face it. Face adversity. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. But it's who you are when you face it that tells you who you really are. And that's what it is. Becoming an entrepreneur and doing business is like a caterpillar. When you get to that mountaintop, whatever that is for you or whatever you define as success, and you become that butterfly and you're glowing and growing, but you have to go through the process. You can't skip it. And one thing I always tell people too, never let anybody rob you of that process, because that's the beauty. The beauty is in the journey, who you become during that process, right? I've changed, I've evolved. I feel like I become a new Jared every year. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I become a new Jared every year, every quarterly maybe. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, man. And so I'm super proud. I'm super grateful for what we're building here, y'all. I'm super grateful for all the guests that have come on, share their story. I'm super grateful for the guests who's about to come on, share a story. Shout out to my brother Trevon for making this introduction, making this episode possible. He's somebody who's always supported. And anybody he tells me I got to speak to, I speak to immediately. And it was no different. And I spoke to this young lady. We had a call. We missed each other on the first call. And then we got up and it was happening exactly how it was supposed to happen. I had one of my mentees here, Jahir. Shout out to my young brother, Jahir. He was here. We were just sitting there brainstorming, talking about business ideas, talking about things we wanted to do. And we just had an excellent call. It was supposed to be like a half an hour. We probably went like 45 minutes, an hour. And it was just a great call. But hearing her story, I immediately knew I needed to have her on the show. And that's what we're doing here today. So I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Jahir. He's on the check-in. Shout out to everybody on the check-in on Instagram. And with that being said, let's get it going because I'm excited.
Let's start the show.
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, I want to introduce this queen, give her the proper introduction she deserves, right? So for those who just tuning in, welcome back to More Than a Title. There's a show where we go beyond the titles. We uncover the stories, the experiences, and the defining moments that shape today's leaders, entrepreneurs, and change makers. I'm your host, Jared, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Our guest today is the founder and CEO of Beau Monde, a luxury lifestyle brand built around intentional living, meaningful connection, and elevated experience. Through Beau Monde, she has created more than a brand. She's cultivated a community that celebrates culture, excellence, and authentic relationships. Her journey is one of vision, resilience, purpose, from building a business rooted in luxury and impact to navigating the realities of entrepreneurship. She has remained committed to creating experiences that leave lasting impressions while empowering others to dream bigger and lead with confidence. So you guys have seen her in the magazines. You guys have seen her in the interviews. You guys see her putting boots on the ground, creating dope experiences for you. And now she's on your favorite podcast for the very first time. Let's introduce sis, Miss Jennifer Nnamani, y'all.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me, Jared.
No,
thank you.
A pleasure and an honor, Queen. How's everything? How's
everything is good. Everything is good. Can't complain. It's Thursday, right? Like I'm getting my days mixed up. How about you?
Thank you for reminding me. I just know it's pod day. That's all I know. But I just want to say thank you again, like just for taking the time out. Like I said, I really enjoyed our first conversation. I'm really excited. And really what the goal is, sis, I just want people to understand your mindset, right? Understand who
Yeah.
Jennifer is by the end of this, right? Because there's young Jennifers out there right now that are trying to figure it out, and they're going to see themselves in you. So let's start from the beginning, sis. Tell us about growing up, some early experiences, and some things that really helped shape you as a youngin.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me on your platform, Jared. It's such a beautiful and intentional community that you're building here, more than the title. And I do believe that we've been called to wear several hats. So this is a beautiful platform to have. So thanks for having me. So a little bit more about my background. I'm Nigerian, if you can't tell by my last name. I was born and raised in Nigeria by two entrepreneur parents as well. My background was very much in the artsy creative side of things, but very entrepreneurial. My dad's dad was also an entrepreneur, so it's something I felt like was just embedded in my DNA in the very early stages. My dad had his own fashion boutique in Nigeria. Anyone that lived in our state shopped with my dad. My dad was a designer, a buyer, a boutique owner. He employed people. He created business. Um, he created jobs. So for people that were, if you were not looking into going into the non-creative field, oh, sorry, if you were looking to avoid the non-creative fields like medicine, accounting, all of those, which was like a popular
Yeah.
roles to have back then. My dad was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like do what I love to do, which is fashion and travel. So my dad started his own travel agency and his own fashion boutique, like in the '80s, and you
Fine.
know, traveled the world from Milan to Bangkok to New York. Like he traveled all over the world, and my dad has stories for days. The man has a lot of like miles in him. And so that was my background growing up. So it was like I grew up just being exposed to a different way of thinking, a different way of being, and being accountable. Accountability was the first thing that before I knew what that word was, my dad already planted that seed in me. So my
Mm.
background again is just like, staying true to oneself and pursuing what, I like being around people. I'm one of six kids too, so I might as well throw that in there.
Fine.
And
You the youngest?
so, huh?
You the youngest, oldest, middle?
No, I'm the second oldest. So,
Mm.
I truthfully, I feel like I'm the oldest. One of the like being the second oldest is like my sister and I were tag teaming.
Yeah.
So that was my experience growing up. Just being with entrepreneur parents that were very like encouraged us to do what made us happy. You know what I'm saying? They were like, listen, if it pays the bills, do it. And naturally, all my siblings, like, we have really interesting like career paths that we all took. Me being like, I'm business. Like, I got my MBA in international business, and my siblings are all kind of like in different spaces as well. Um, but really, I was nurtured in that, community centered way of growing up, growing up in Nigeria and like finished growing up here in New York. So when I introduce myself to people, I say, yes, I am a Nigerian New Yorker, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, okay, well, let me explain. But I moved to the States when I was a teenager, and growing up partially in Nigeria and finishing the rest of my growing up here in the States definitely left um, an imprint on me in the way that I showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know a couple Nigerians, Nigerians are they're hard workers, which is
Absolutely.
very true. I've
Absolutely.
never, I've rarely ever met a lazy Nigerian, because Nigerians like we just very industrious people. So then coming to New York, New York also has that like what I'm saying, like grinding energy. So it was just like a match made in heaven, and it just worked out that like I was in the right place at the right time, and New York just became home away from home.
But before we go further, 'cause I do want to talk about the culture shock, right? As far as when you came
Yeah.
to New York, but like educate, I've never been to Nigeria, right? I would love to go. That's on
Okay.
my list. What was it like growing up there, right? Like what? Because
Yeah.
like because people have all types of thoughts of what it is like, and it's effing beautiful out there. So I would love to know what it's like.
Yeah. Wow. Culture shock. I think the biggest thing I would say was just that, because I moved straight upstate. Like, we moved around. Like, I have family between most of my family is in New York, and then I
Mhm.
have family down south. But I would say like 85% is in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had an aunt that had like a Nigerian restaurant in the Bronx. So
Oh,
shout out to
shout
the
out Big Bronx,
Bronx.
Big Bronx. I'm out here.
Yeah,
Big Bronx.
yeah. So that, and back then I was like, you know, African food was, New York is, a good uh, melting pot, and my aunt really had her own like hub, and you can imagine coming into her restaurant, and there'll be like all these Nigerians and Caribbean people, which is a beautiful mixture of like, hardworking people that will come into our restaurant to grab a quick bite. As far as culture shock, I would say like the biggest thing for me was the weather. I went from, living in Nigeria, which is, tropical climate,
Yeah.
to coming into the States where it's like there's snow. And I'm like, what is this? So that was my first introduction to snow, was like, whoa. So that's the first thing. The second thing was, I know your listeners are quite diverse, and if I may speak freely, growing up in Nigeria, everybody there was black. The whole concept of minority does not exist.
Mm.
Obviously there are like, tribal situations back in Nigeria that, like, we can get into that in a separate conversation, but
Yeah.
that would be like probably the one thing, like, tribal connections as well as like social structures as well. Like, that's there, but it's not something that's like there's poverty in Nigeria, don't get me wrong. It's really, people are struggling right now in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
Then of course there's the religion aspect of things too. So as you know, like there's always clashes between Christians and Muslims in the north. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but truthfully, like Muslims and Christians do live in peace, but there's obviously factions that want to destroy that. So again, it's a different conversation.
But so,
Um,
so you know, I'm
but
curious about the
yeah.
tribal because I'm assuming like it's a big city. I'm only from a big city, so I only think of like New York. I can't think
Oh
of like
yeah.
how we have like
No,
tribes.
Nigeria is a big country. I think we're set to be like the most populated African country, if not, yeah, most populated country in the world, I think, in I think 2040, 2050. Don't quote me on that, but we're definitely on our way.
Wow.
And we are, we're one of the top exporters of creative talent when it comes to Burna
Yeah.
Boy, Wizkid, and our Nollywood scene also. And that's just the music and the movie side of the business. It's also like the creative with fashion designers and photographers and just incredible artists that's on the other side of the spectrum. And then with the tribes in Nigeria, we have over 250 ethnic tribes. I'm one of the main tribes. From the Igbo tribe.
Okay. Ebo.
And the Igbo tribe there, we are nestled in the eastern part of Nigeria. And yeah, I think I'm just trying to remember like how we got to this part as far as like the culture shock. So yeah, so being a minority was just definitely not something that I'm familiar with. And I never refer to myself as a minority because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm not a minority. I'm just a human being. And I really hope that, anyone that's listening to this um, podcast, wherever you may be, don't consider yourself to be a minority because somebody says that you are. I never define myself as such. I never refer to anyone that I know as such. In the projects that I've done, I never refer to my people as minorities because that's just not who I don't identify as a minority.
Message.
I
Mm.
And me is Jennifer Nnamani, and I can even go further up. I'm the child of God, so I will not consider myself that. So hopefully that resonates with some people. But yeah, I would say that will be like one of the major culture shocks. When people call me a minority, I'm like, what's that? I don't know what that is. Like in Africa, we're all black, and then we
Mm.
really then sit down. We're now talking about like what I just mentioned, the tribe that you're from, the religion that you're from, and then your family background. So there's all of that to consider.
That's right. I'm trying to I'm thinking about the tribe. That's such an interesting concept to me, right? We got to do
Yeah.
23 and me. We got to try to find out who we are and all that stuff. Like, how do you guys know
Right.
what tribe you're from? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of
Yeah.
pride in that. And then you want your pride,
Yeah.
your tribe to do better. So is there like some? it's hard to do business with this tribe or that one, or is it
Oh
just
gosh,
inspiration?
Jared, I didn't know we're gonna be going that deep in it. Like,
I
but
don't know.
it's
I'm just curious, like for real, because I want to go there. I want to know what it's like.
yeah, I definitely recommend anyone that's watching, and you too, Jared, definitely plan a trip to Nigeria. If you're interested in going, definitely research, get to know your history, plan
Sure.
properly, make sure you have your visa because you can't just show up without a visa to Nigeria.
Mm,
You will be turned off. You'll be turned away. Sorry. There's a lot of, unfortunately, I mean, I'm a proud Nigerian. I mean, even my birthday is on October 1st. October 1st is Nigerian Independence Day, so I'm as Nigerian as it comes.
mm,
But if you decide to go to Nigeria, definitely, I would encourage you to at least know two or three people there, like people that you trust there. And there's different articles that you can look up online, can get on Reddit. There's just things that you can read up on to make sure that you feel safe in Nigeria. But people do go back to Nigeria. You've seen like there's been a lot of celebrities going back home for Death to December, and they have an incredible time. But again, for you to have that experience, it's like you have to have money, and it's like for me, it's like it's hard. Like I've not truly experienced Death to December because I go back home to see my family,
mm-hmm.
or so I would just say, yeah, yeah, definitely knowing people having the cash flow to support that because there's hyperinflation right now in Nigeria. People are suffering, so you will see people begging for money. So don't be surprised, and it breaks my heart to see that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other thing too is like the
Uh,
culture scene in Lagos, especially. I think when people go back home, they go to Lagos and to
yeah.
Abuja, which is our federal capital. Um, and there's a lot to do. There's like there's concerts, outdoor concerts. There are like museums and um spaces like art spaces that you can definitely check out. Restaurant like art. We love to eat. We have the most incredible culinary
I'm with it.
delights. If I dare say, and I say that because we have different tribes and everyone has their own different interpretations of different things. So, um, and as far as the question you're asking about like the business, then like I'm not gonna get into that because I don't want to
No, you don't
continue
have
that
to.
same. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Continue that same like
yeah.
narrative, like, oh, you can't do business with this person because of this tribe
No,
and that tribe. Like,
I would just
but
assume it's
there are
very
things.
competitive. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
very
definitely. But
competitive.
I can speak about my tribe. Like the
Yeah,
Igbo
yeah.
people were known to be very hard work, they're extremely hardworking. When it comes to money, we know how to make money. If you give us the money, we'll triple it. It's hard for you to meet an Igbo person without money or someone in their family that has money. There's always money. Like there's always money in an Igbo person's household.
Yeah, how do I get down?
Um,
I'll be down.
yeah, like
I gotta do my
listen.
23 and me. Shit.
I mean, do it or marry an evil person and get into the family that way. I don't know, but no. From my experience growing up, just like there's been always the evil people that I've met. They always have money, and I mean that. Like we just know how to make money.
I like it. So, but
Yeah.
what also made like I do want to backtrack because we're gonna go into the New York right quick. But you got your entrepreneurial spirit because you said your parents basically instilled in you like, yo, do what you love as long as it pays the bills. Yo, do what you love, follow your path, right?
Hmm.
What kind of gems did you get from your parents outside from that too? Like, what made them want to do that? You know what I'm trying to say? Instead of follow the path of medicine, be a lawyer, be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my dad, his journey is very inspiring. It's really truly inspires me. So he grew up very poor, like extremely poor. And but at the same time, his father had lands. Like my grandfather was a farmer, and
Yeah,
like and he had lands. And back home, land then means money. It still means money. Like
absolutely,
when you have
absolutely.
land,
Real
that's
estate.
money. Like it's
Yeah.
so. I think my dad's mates were just like they were better, like well off, and they were going to school and all of that stuff. But my dad was, you know, he got to a certain point in schooling, and then being the first son, he had to like stop his education to help out around the family, like
Hmm.
family business and such. So he learned how to. My dad can do math. The way he does, I watch him like count money, and I'm like, wow. And he counts it so fast, and because he's been doing it since he was, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I don't even know. I maybe around 9 years old. Maybe I don't know, but I know when I hear different stories, I'm like, dang, Dad, when did you start working? So he's retired now, thank God.
Shout out to Pops. Shout
But
out to Pops.
he's yeah, so so I think his journey was pretty much like, being the eldest son, he had, little to no choice but to step into that role of, you know, bringing in additional income. Like he would actually go to the market first, do some stuff selling, and then go to school. So he was doing a lot of that. And then eventually, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she invested in my dad's business. Long story short, um, he made it. Like he made it. So he went from that to like, owning stores, like selling out pieces from Milan and um like raising six kids and raising other people's kids. So he's like a self-made man. Um,
That's
so
dope.
what I learned, yeah, what I learned from him was like the resilience bit that you mentioned earlier. It's like nothing was ever given to him. You know what I'm saying? Like money wasn't passed down to him. Um, he had to go out there and make the money,
Mm.
and he had to build those relationships. He had to like teach himself how to like even like when you said traveling and like building like partnerships and collaboration, well, partnerships, not collaborations, because they were paying him. Partnerships with like airlines, international airlines, because my dad was one of the first major travel agencies in Nigeria at the time. So he was building relationships with the KLMs, with the Lufthansa and Kenya Airways and all of these people.
Right.
Um, but he had to like, I always just wondered like how he taught himself English. That was one of my first questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he teach himself? Because he had to learn. He had to like really sit himself down and like learn the business language. And I always joked about this because something I learned from my dad was that he wanted us to also thrive outside of, he had a vision of what he wanted his kids to be. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, exactly.
one day, like I spoke my native tongue until I was age 8. I always tell people that English is my second language. They don't believe me. It really is. I
Wow.
didn't speak English until I was 8. And I remember that like yesterday because it's like I was traumatized from that experience. Okay, because I was given a book to learn how to read the English. I'm like, what is this? Um,
Wow.
but I said that to say like his experience of like traveling the world and seeing how like the language of business is English. Like he really wanted us, not saying that we're dumb. We're not dumb. We were smart, but we were just like around like
He was preparing you
kids
for
in
the world.
now we were speaking our native language, and I'm saying like, and then we moved into a private school, and then from there we just started learn like things just shifted for us from there. Um, but but yeah, that's what I learned from my dad was just like being able to adapt to different circumstances and just keeping your ear to the ground and listening on like how to make moves. Like no one taught him business strategy, but that's something that he learned from early on, like going to the market with his mom and learning how to like manage money and all of that stuff. And then with my mom, she has an MBA, well educated, like super smart. Um, um, with her, I just learned how to also management because that again that comes back to how to manage things, how to manage money, how to manage a team. So I picked up that up as well from her.
So no, it sounds like it sounds like mom and pops was having these experiences, and they're like, look, we want our kids to be this way. They got to know English. We want them to be well versed. We want them to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it sounds
Yeah,
like, right? But then it also
yeah,
sounds like you guys were super successful, right? First major, like
yeah,
one of them major travel agencies in Nigeria in the '80s. So it's a booming
yeah.
business. Why leave?
Why leave? Nigeria is not stable, like I mentioned
Okay,
earlier.
got you.
Like there's like my family were yes we were doing really well. We still are. But it just got to like a place where like the safety in Nigeria was just not. It's still not good. It's
Got it.
not good. This was 26, almost 26 years ago, and
Wow.
um then it was kind of like we were moving. I'm going to give you a quick history lesson. Nigeria was moving from a military rule to a democratic rule in the 2000s, and my parents lived through a genocide. They will call it a war, but it's a genocide. They saw what that experience was like, and they were fearful for us. We were all babies, and
Wow.
my dad again, he's had his own travel agency, so
We gotta go.
we got boarded a plane and we moved to the States. So um and it was not something like he could have done it years ago, right? But it got to he was just like, okay, let's just wait and see. And he just felt like he would feel he would sleep at night if he knew that his kids were like somewhere safe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy, like
That
America was
peace of
somewhere
mind.
safe because now it's like America's like whatever it is right now. But
That peace of mind. He had to have that.
but
But
he wanted that peace of mind. And anyone that's watching this that's Nigerian can attest to that. It's like it's not safe, and I consider myself extremely fortunate to be able to leave the country and able to build a life here. Um, but there are other people back home, unfortunately, that are struggling right now, and we're just praying for better leadership, so that way we can come back home, we can, you know, bring the energy back, bring the investments, bring business, bring all these things back home. But
come on.
until then, it's like a lot of us um that were in this position to leave. Some of us. I mean, I go back when I can. Don't get me wrong. I just went back in 24. And I try to go back at least once or twice, like every 2 years or once a year. So, but yeah, it's just really hard right now.
Message.
I appreciate you sharing that. Like, because I was curious, right? Like I told you, my best friend, one of my best friends, Kachi, is one of my best friends, Nigerian, Kachi Nwosu. That's my dog.
Mm,
We're gonna go back. When I go back, I'm definitely going back with you, sis. I want to know what's up
hmm
out there. But what was so
Definitely.
you as a kid, right? Pops and
Hmm
mom, they sit you and the family down. They're like, yo, we're going to America. Boom. What's your first thought?
Yay.
You like
I
you
was
just
very excited.
like you like
I mean, I was very excited because it's like, I mean, I had my cousins there I've
yeah.
not seen, and my aunts
Fire.
and my uncle. So it was like finally going over, like literally, I would say like all of my dad's sisters were in the States, minus one, and all
That
my
makes
mom's
sense.
brothers were in the States. So it was like,
Well, you like, why haven't we at this point? Like, I'm ready.
yeah, so we were all excited. We were too hyped to come to the States and start a new life here. And best believe it was not, it was very difficult, but we naturalized and we're U.S. citizens now. So, but it was truly an interesting journey for my family and I, like leaving our home and leaving
Yeah.
our grandparents, and God rest their souls. I didn't get a chance to see like my grandmother before she passed on. So I only got a chance. I think that's one of the things about like as an immigrant, it's like when you leave home, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like if you're gonna, you know, something,
Yeah.
God forbid, something's gonna happen to one of your family members, you're not gonna see them again. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those difficult parts of having to leave for a better life. And granted, we had a great life in Nigeria. It's just the safety issue was something that weighed heavy on my parents.
No, that's real. And then so you come here, you got your family here. It's like culture shock. Like you already know English, but you're like, damn, what is this? What's music? R&B, da da. Like you try to figure out who you are in this
No,
space, right?
I already knew all of that stuff. That's the
You
thing.
knew
Like a
all of
lot
that.
of people
Okay, cool.
yeah, people be like, "Oh, you know about this?" I'm like, I was watching everything you were watching in Nigeria. I had cable. I had
Guys,
cable. Like I
shit, I
said,
didn't even do that.
I was. My family is blessed and fortunate that we were able
That's
to be
dope.
exposed to these things. So I can't say
That's
like,
fire.
but like I said, my family started from dirt poor. Okay, and
Mm.
my dad built his career, like by God's grace, like built it to where it was, where it is now. Um, but yeah, we grew up comfortable. We grew up
I
comfortable.
ain't
Like
mad
we
at
were able
that.
to, and my mom was like a radio
Oh,
DJ back
so
in the day. So we had like the Commodores. We listened to Commodores, the Lionel Richies, and um,
oh, you knew
who
what
else we would
you was
listen
hip.
to?
You knew what was going
All the
on.
Michael Jacksons. Like we were a huge Michael Jackson fan growing up. My mom is a huge Tina Turner fan and Diana Ross fan. Shaka
Yeah,
Khan. Like we listened to all of those.
that's every mama.
We listened to all of them. Yeah, and then just before we left, Spice Girls was always like big then, so we were all into Spice Girls. Well, I can't speak for my siblings,
Yeah.
um, but no, music was a huge part of our family growing up. Like we listened to like if you there's six of us. If you listen to like our music taste is so like wide and diverse, and that's because our parents exposed us to different kinds of music. We listen to like, Gloria Estefan. We listen to John Secada, a lot of like Spanish music too, Latino music. We were listening to that back, even Cuban music. We're listening to that in Nigeria. So yeah, it's
That's fine.
Nigeria loves music, period. Nigerians love music. We're not like, oh, we're not gonna listen to that. No, we listen to anything.
That was
If we can
intelligent.
dance to it, we're gonna listen to it.
So
So
that's good to know. So like, I'm thinking like, who knows what the access is like? Like you like, why am I supporting that? We don't want to do that. Like, so it's good to know that. So
yeah,
what is one experience when you came here that shaped you? Like, what helped you dream, right? Because you obviously have the example of your father, your mom, they're entrepreneurs, right? But what made you?
yeah.
You could have came here and been on the hamster on the wheel. So what was the thing driving you? You know what I'm saying?
What helped me dream was just knowing that our parents have set us up for success, and we know where we come from. I think knowing knowing that journey, because we're grateful that we know our parents' stories, how they started, and um they built this business brick by brick, um and by the again, shout out to God, because all of us, we have our head screwed on straight, that we didn't get here and be like, oh, I'm in America, therefore I'm gonna go like try drugs. I'm gonna go do this crazy. Like we were like, we knew what we were brought here to do. We're brought here to do. And hey, no shade to anybody. Just anyone is like, what is she talking about? But there are people that truly come to like, when they have this opportunity, they just go haywire. They're like, all right, I can do this, I can do that. But all six of us are all college graduates, all of us,
Come on.
and we all have, I think it's like three masters in the family, one nurse, accountant, someone in the C-suite. So we are all like, we came here and we really went for it. That was our journey. It was like our parents have brought us here. It's for us now to really invest in what, because this is an investment. You know what I'm saying? Like when your parents bring you as an immigrant, we all know this. When your parents bring you out, there's a lot that's riding on you, just ensuring that you don't disappoint them.
Absolutely.
So that's
That's
that's that's what it was. We just knew that what we came here for education, and we all surpassed that. And yeah, that's the journey.
for
Yeah.
real. I ain't mad at that. So when did you discover your passion? When do you knew you had a passion for what you're doing now? Because I feel like we all like, we're all so talented, especially our culture, that
Yeah.
we can do so many
Yeah.
different things. How did you
Yeah.
land?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I guess I don't know honestly when it hit me, but I think the biggest thing for me was just like, I love bringing people together. I love meeting new people. And I would tell people like, yeah, you collect like, collect Pokemon cards or collect cars. I collect people. I collect people and experiences, because
Ooh,
that for me just kind of makes life like a full picture. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to be stuck in our bubble, that we're not seeing what other people are going through, their own experiences. And naturally, I'm an empathetic person, so I want to be around people. I want to listen to their stories. I want to learn from them. So when I first meet someone, the first thing I want to know is like, how do I connect with this person? And why am I meeting this person at this present time? What is it about this person that I can learn from? I always, like, I'm a sponge, so I'm naturally trying to like see how I can learn from that person, or if there's nothing to learn, that I know there's nothing to, I will immediately know. But the what really drove me to start doing this was, it came natural to me, bringing people together. I started in college, in Black student unions and African student organizations, writing plays and like just bringing two different cultures together, and I really truly enjoyed that. And naturally, coming back to New York, I was just like, I kept asking God, like, what is it that you want me to do?
what's my
You know what I'm
purpose?
saying? What is my purpose? Like, what is that? Am I walking in my purpose right now? And I'm still asking him that question.
That's real.
And truth be told, that's just how it was. Very organic. It wasn't something I just woke up one day and was like, I really. It took time. I think that's something you said in the opening monologue about um, that being an entrepreneur is a process, it's a journey. So it's something that just kept coming along, and like was a metamorphosis, if you will. Like every year, like you were saying, quarterly you change. I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like who you were like 6 months ago is not going to be who you are that will end the year. You know what I'm saying? So it just became something natural for me, since I love bringing people together. And it wasn't, eventually I had friends telling me like, no, Jennifer, you have a really good skill of like bringing people in, like the right people in the same room together. I was like, really? So I've really been leaning in a little bit more into that. Like somebody had to tell me that, because naturally I was just like, okay, I like you, I like you. I think you two will be great friends, and I will connect people. So it happened organically and naturally that way. And now I feel like that may just be my life calling. And interestingly enough, I took shout outs to um dang, I just blanked on her name. I think her name is Amarachi Wosu. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm getting her last name
Her
right,
name is
but
Nwosu too, and that's my best friend's name.
yeah. I
Too.
mean,
That's crazy.
there's a lot of Wosus outside. There's a lot of
Yeah,
that's a
shout out to the
popular
Nwosu.
yeah, that's a popular Igbo last name. She's from my tribe, your friend, by the way.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, so she created this test called the hyphen quiz, hyphen HYPHEN quiz, and I took that quiz quite recently, and my score, like, it put me as the bridge, and I was like, oh, that makes sense, because that's what I am. Like, I've been connecting people for so many years, and been the bridge. You're someone that like sees the bigger picture. You bring the right people into the rooms. You sit across strategy, and um the vision that you have is just like more is on a large scale level, where it's like you see how two different ecosystems can connect, and you build that bridge across. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was like like I already knew that's what I am, but that was like not me taking the whole quiz without not even knowing what I would get from it. Kind of affirmed and confirmed it.
That's one of the signs. Once again, it's going to show you the signs that you're on the right path.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah,
choose to
100%.
ignore it, it's like so. But what that's a tough thing to build a business around, right? It
Hmm.
is right. It's a tough thing to monetize connection. Like how we met is through the same thing.
Yeah,
It wasn't transactional. It was like our bro was like, "Yo, you guys need to meet. You got to come on the show. You got to meet Jennifer. You guys are gonna do something special." And
yeah,
she's like, "All right, we believe it. We know it. We trust you." And then look where we are
yeah.
now, right? So like, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced building the business? When did you start?
That's such a good question. Yeah, no, honestly, that's a great question, Jared. So when I started Beaumont, I just wanted to start. I think sometimes entrepreneurs were like, "Oh, I have to have a business plan. I have to have this. I have to have funders. I have to have this." I was just like, I just want to start. I want to start something because it's in my spirit to do this thing. And even the name Beaumont, my sister gave me the name because I told her what I was trying to build, and she's like, "How about Beaumont?" I was like, okay. Then I added society at the end of it. So Beaumont truly means beautiful world society. Beaumont is a French word, by the way, if you don't know. But it's because it's beautiful world society. I wanted to create a beautiful world where people from across, again, the bridge, from Africa, from Europe, from Asia can connect, building a sustainable future, building a platform where creatives, multidisciplinary creatives, can come together. Afrofuturism is also something I'm interested in. So, sustainable future, Afrofuturism, connecting creatives from across the diaspora, across around the world, to just be in a dialogue where we really truly see each other. Um, and when I started Beaumont, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job, and I wasn't a naturalized U.S. citizen at that time. I wasn't
Um,
even a green card holder at that time. And I
wow,
just graduated top 20% of my master's class, and I couldn't get a job. And I was like, something needs to happen. And I didn't know how, when, what. And then shout out to President Obama. He signed Deferred Action Childhood Arrival Act. Any immigrant that went through that process knows exactly what I'm talking about. And basically, that helped early childhood arrivals like myself, because I came here as a child, to begin the process of well, not begin the process. Like, it gives you the stability of getting a job and not being deported. Like, it keeps you in the country, right? So when I got that, that also then gave me like the legal means to start a business. At that, I kid you not, Jared, I went ahead and registered Beaumont in Bronx County House the few months after I got that. I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and register this business because I've been wanting to do this. And I went to my family and said, listen, I'm gonna start a company. I know I can't get a job right now, but I need you guys to support me.
that's
So
real.
my first investors were my family, my uncles, my parents, my siblings. Actually, not my siblings, more like my parents and my uncles
That's crucial.
and my aunts. Yeah, so they invested $50, $100. They all added up. And then I did my very first fashion show in Soho in April 2013.
Mm.
And it was a packed house. I didn't realize it was gonna be that packed. People were sweating.
Wow.
It was that like steaming hot in the space because I was just like, oh, it's just gonna be a fashion show with like three fashion designers, sustainable fashion designers, and it turned out to be an incredible showcase. So yeah, that's how I started my business. I just wanted to start, but it always starts with a question. Like for me, I wanted to create a platform where like black designers that are in the sustainable space can showcase their work. And I wanted to bridge fashion and art into that conversation. And that's the very first project that I did, Fashion Envy. I call it Envy. And Envy means fashion, environment, and life. I play with words, ENVIE. So that's what Envy is. People were like, what? ENVY? And I was like, ENVIE.
Mm.
And I did that show for no, sorry, 8 consecutive seasons. But
Eight.
in total, I think in total I did about 10 shows because I did, and I moved it from New York to LA. So I did 2 shows in LA back to back. So like 2 years, I had one show in New York and then one show in LA, and that was incredible. I I mean, it's just something that just grew a life of its own. I didn't have any, investors. I didn't have any backers. I didn't have anyone.
Wow.
I had God. I had God, and I had a team of people that supported me over the last 8, 9 years when we were doing that platform. I was now working a full-time job at this point, so I would literally take money from my 9 to 5 and then put that into Beaumont. So there's been questions now about like, should I quit my 9 to 5 and focus on my actual entrepreneur? Like, if you feel comfortable that you saved up enough money to do that, by all means do it. For me, I was not what was missing from that conversation in the first few years of me starting Beaumont was what was my long-term strategy. I did not have that.
Message.
Um,
That's real.
create.
I
I
appreciate you.
wanted to create. Yeah, I'm gonna be as transparent as I can.
Nah, because most
I
people be like,
wanted
I
I
had it all
wanted to.
figured out and I did this and
Yeah,
it was
no,
a
I didn't
perfect
have it all
plan.
figured
Like,
out.
that's
And
how
the
people
crazy
say.
thing
I
was,
hear that shit all the time.
yeah, no, and I had my MBA background.
Yeah.
Like I was leaning heavily on that, but at the same time, I'm still like green,
You
if you
figuring
will.
it
Like
out.
I was figuring, like I didn't have mentors I can call and reach. Like I had one mentor that was working at like, um, um, a TV network. I'm not gonna call them out, but
Yeah.
that relationship just died off. But I was eagerly looking for mentors that can guide me on my journey to like becoming this powerhouse. Like I really wanted to be this person. You know what I'm saying? And I remember in my MBA classes, I used to write. This power of manifestation. I'll write on the cover of my notebook, CEO in training.
Mm.
I will put my name and then I'll put underneath the CEO in training. Um, and that just stayed with me. Every class that I took, I'll put Jennifer Nnamani, CEO in training. And it just stuck with me.
Message.
Um, Now fast forward into COVID then happened. I said, you know what? Maybe I need to start taking this business a little bit seriously. But I did
Yeah.
not have
Pivot.
like again the vision. I had the vision, but I did not have a strategy. So,
Vision, no strategy. That's
yeah,
real.
if you don't have a strategy, forget it. Like you need to have something, even if it's a short term, long term. You need to have something. So, but I knew that Beaumont fed my soul. It fed my soul. Like I had my 9 to 5 that paid the bills, and I had Beaumont that I did on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? And I was only given Beaumont like maybe
10, 15 hours, maybe. Yeah,
I was gonna say percentage. I was gonna say like 10%, 10 to 15% of my time. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And um, but what I can say from that, like I knew as soon as COVID happened, Fashion Envy, I hung that up because now it's kind of like there's something called I don't know if there's such a thing, creative drain. I just felt drained because every show I had to like reach out to designers, I had to get models, I had to get a creative team, I had to get sponsors, I had to get a venue, it had to be the right venue.
Ooh,
Um,
it's a lot of work.
and There's a lot of work, and it was I would say like it was 90% me, and then I'll bring in like people like that will then run like the last bits. Shout out to every collaborator I've worked with on Fashion NV. I really appreciate them. Um, and I hung that up, and then COVID happened. I decided to go ahead and rebrand my website. I did that, again, what was missing was me understanding like what it takes to have a creative agency run. So I learned that when I moved to London. When I
Gosh.
moved to London, I worked at one of the top ad agencies. They moved me out there. And in that exposure, I was like, oh, there's a lot I need to like. It was a lot I learned, like how to build decks, how to pitch yourself, visual hierarchy, visual language, creating a brand DNA, having a brand voice, tone of voice. I started learning all these. I was just like, wait a second, I need to go back to the drawing board and change up a few things. But while I was in London, again, the work I had was very like I was a project manager, um, and that really had me like I would learn a lot, but it was exhausting, and it was like, and when I say exhausting, I just did not have the right guidance, but what I needed to learn from that season, from that journey, I picked so much up from that that then I was texting, okay, I can take this into Beaumont. I can take that into Beaumont because
Implement
I'm
it.
seeing how an agency that has over 35 offices, global offices, is running their business, and it's just me. I'm a solopreneur, and I'm learning very fast how they connect with clients. Like one of my biggest accounts was Bulgari, which is a
Ooh.
luxury fashion house. And it's like I was learning a lot in such a short amount of time. I was with them for almost 2.5 years. Um, so now as I'm doing that, I launched the summit, and and there was a lot of ideas I just wanted to get out. Like I was doing a lot of editorials. My work has been in several magazines, both in the States and around the world, from Australia to South Africa. I've had my works published. So I knew that the next phase for me will have to be something that is me now building my legacy, whatever that looks like. I wasn't sure what that looked like again because I was still looking for the strategy.
Yeah.
Um, but at the heart of everything I'm saying right now is just like when you start building something, it's great to just start. You know what I'm saying? Like shake off the anxiety, just shake it all off and like just go and then pray. You know what I'm saying? Like pray that God will send you, give you the vision, give you the wisdom, give you the strategy because he will give you just all of those things that you've asked for and give you the right team. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, the people that have been working with Beaumont have been like mostly collaborators over the last 13 years. But truthfully, I've been very intentional about the kind of work that I put out, like making sure that the experiences that I'm creating are for us by us. Then, if anyone else wants to come out and support Beaumont, by all means do that. You know what I'm saying? But that has always been like the tunnel vision that I had come when I started Beaumont. And there's something else to add too, which is like as you start your dream, start living out this vision, if it's a profit making enterprise, then that becomes what guides what the decisions that you make. Mine was a purpose driven
Right.
framework. You know what I'm saying? It was a purpose driven framework and culture is embedded in it. Connection is embedded in it. Community is embedded in the work that I do. Now I'm trying to see, okay, I love this, Jen, but how can we start thinking about how to make money? Because
Yeah.
before it was just like, yeah, I'm just building. I'm literally putting thousands and thousands of dollars into this. And what shook me up a little bit, just to wrap this up, what shook me up a bit as I was building Beaumont was I did not protect the name.
Mm.
Beaumont was not protected. Beaumont was I started just to start. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, Jared, is that in
It's important.
2024, I found out somebody registered Beaumont. They went on United States Patent and Trademark Office and registered the name Beaumont. By this time I've already been in business for what, 11 years. Um, but I felt like, hey, I already have a digital footprint. No one's gonna touch it. I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? From speaking to different lawyers, it's like, yeah, no one's gonna touch it because I have a website. I have all these like
The,
social
the,
media
the
accounts.
term, the term is
I'm on
using it.
every social media account.
The
So I
term is
didn't
using it
think.
in commerce. That's the term lawyers say. Using it in commerce.
There you go. Thank you. So I thought I was good. You know what I'm saying? But how I found out that someone registered, because this already have, keep in mind, they did this in August of 2024. I found out in April 2025. So by the time I found out, they already moved a few steps along in the process. Ask me how I found out.
How did you find out? Now I got to know.
I prayed. I was praying. 2025 was a hellish year, but that's going to be a different podcast, a different interview. It was a hellish year, but by the mercy and grace of God,
Mm.
I was praying. I said, God, I don't know what's happening right now. I was so confused. It was just chaotic. Everywhere I turned, something was going wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I prayed, and I remember I came out of prayer, and an idea was planted in me. And I was just like, and again, there's a lot going on. I was unemployed at the time, and I'm just thinking like, what's going on? And God was just like, go to this website. And keep in mind, I have not looked at the United States Patent and Trademark Office in more than 2 years because I was in London. I was living La Vida Loca. I was living my best life in Europe. So I wasn't thinking anything about it. It was the farthest thing from my mind, but that instruction was very, very clear.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I went on the website and I searched the idea that was planted. It didn't come up. I was like, all right, bet. Okay, let me park this. You know, there's a lot
Good.
going on right now. I don't have a job. I don't have like money's not coming in. Let me just wait and see. And while I'm about to, before I was just about to exit the website, and it was like check Beau Monde. I was like, okay. I checked Beau Monde, and boom, right there. I said, huh? I was like, wait, I had to like, rub my eyes and look at it. I was just like, oh my God, somebody actually, yep, that's the one. That's the one. I said, oh my goodness, they actually did it. And keep in mind, Jerry,
Shit.
the whole time I was doing events. Yes, I was in London, but I was doing virtual summits. I was still doing Instagram lives. I was still doing things like I had Beaumont's thing was still out in a digital verse, like it was still outside.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for someone to have the balls to actually go and do that, do you understand how much it costs to register a trademark?
Oh, I absolutely no. I'm not going to tell a story, but yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
went through it.
saying?
That's how I
Like
know.
the fact that somebody actually went online. Oh, okay, this name already exists. Because
Word.
that's the first thing. That's your due diligence. You research and know. So as any, okay, let me rewind it. If you are about to start a business, do your due diligence. Go on Google search to see if that business already exists. If it doesn't exist, go to the USPTO's website. See if that name already exists. If it doesn't, take it as yours.
Come on.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Message.
Like that
Come on.
was a lesson that I learned.
The hard way.
And I've been telling every creator that would hear me, and I'm going to be doing a conversation about my experience very soon. I'll share more details on my page, what that was like for me. And shout outs to VLA. VLA is a volunteer lawyer association based in New York. They are a
Yeah.
nonprofit association of trade attorneys that supports people like myself that are unemployed that they don't have the funds to go through something like this. Because not only do I have to oppose the trademark, I then have to file my trademark on top of that. So that's double filing. So I do the math. So
Absolutely.
that's what I had to do to save my business. So that's when I knew that
For
God
context, too,
God
1,500 for the trademark.
God gave me this. Sorry?
Yep. I'll say for context, 1,500 for the trademark. Lawyers that charge you up to $250 just for a 30-minute consultation, just to
Yep.
talk about your trademark,
Just to talk to you.
just to talk, and you
Just to
don't even know
talk.
if they're gonna have the answers, and you don't know who has the answers, and that's on the low
Exactly.
end.
Yeah,
So VLA
exactly.
is the place. Please, y'all utilize it. I didn't know that, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it in the description. Make sure y'all know if you're trying to get your stuff
yeah,
together, go there. If you
yeah.
need,
Definitely check them out. They saved me. Honestly, God used them, and my testimony on that is like, yeah, that's when I knew that God planted this seed in me, and He wanted to save it because if I missed it by like 2 weeks, my business would have been gone. Beaumont would have been gone. I would have had to start over because they would have succeeded with their registration. I happened to catch it when USPTO just happened to advertise it, like saying, okay, this brand or this company, there's an intent to use this name.
yeah,
That's when I
exactly.
caught it. So it was literally towards the end of it. So again, shout out to my lawyer, Attorney Brown, and the team at VLA for really coming like and the way God did this because it's like, again, I didn't have the money and I said, God, please help me. I know that you can help me. So
Yeah.
if this is your plan to save this business, do it. because you know, hey, I ain't got the money, and I know that
Come
you
on.
and I know that you've seen how much blood, money, sweat, tear, all of it is gone into Beau Monde. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I think that that's when things started to shift for me, Jared, because I realized that yes, it's my business, but this is a gift that God gave me to steward. Because back in the day, I'll be like, okay, if I'm doing this project, I want to get all the credits. My credits is this, me. Yes, it's all. I'm still creating, co-creating with people, collaborating with people, like creating the project and bringing people along to support
Yeah.
it. But I was very like, I'll be honest, I was very much like, this is my baby, this is my child. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, I
God
feel
rewired me to say, I gave you this. So now I give him the glory because if he didn't step in to save my business how he did it, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, I had like 5 days left before the extension on me. Like I had to put in a request to oppose it, and I had like 30 days. The first 30 days was free. The next 30 days you have to pay some money to extend it, right? So as I was approaching the first free 30 days, I had like literally 5 days left. I said, God, do your thing. Literally within 5 days before that expiration, my lawyer hit me up and I was just like, is this spam? Because at this point I've been reaching out to different people and I wanted to make sure that it was coming from VLA. And because VLA, they will give you pro bono support. Okay. So I emailed them. I'm like, is this? They're like, yeah, this is one of our lawyers. I'm like, God, you've done it.
I,
That was literally me. I don't know where I was that day, but I remember I was bawling my eyes out. I was just like,
and
God, you
literally
did that.
5 days since you. So it took you had 5 days left. So say you hit the email to VLA, they hit you within the 5 days and said, "Let's work."
Oh no, I already had like an onboarding call with VLA.
Gotcha. Okay,
And
gotcha. I'm
then
like,
that
that's
was like
amazing.
30, that was like 35 days or whatever. They gave me they looked at, they already reviewed my case. They were like, you have a case. All we can do at this point is put your file in into the process. And if a lawyer, if, heavy on the if a lawyer is free to take your case, they'll take it. But we can't guarantee it. So
Wow.
that's how it works.
And it
You
happened.
know?
Wow.
So any like and I was
That's
and then it
crazy.
then got into me like now praying like God do your thing because
What
I'm
the
unemployed. I'm currently going through so many life was
life
life
is
in
life
last
and
year.
life and like a mug.
I'm telling you, like I can't speak on those details just yet. I'm just gonna wait till there's a certain
Of
time
course.
when I'm given the permission to speak on it. I will
Of
speak on
course.
it. So, but just know life was life in, and I know that what God was doing and is still doing in my life is for me to inspire someone because what I went, even like my people that know me, they know that what I went through. They know what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Um, and for God to save my business or to save the business, let me even call it mine, to save the business the way that He did was a confirmation that He wanted me to still do what I'm doing right now. So what does that mean? That means now I'm no longer leaning on like my own strength. I'm not leaning on God. I'm like, God, all right, what's the strategy? What are we doing? What are we doing? How we getting to Soul House? How's that gonna happen? It's like it's one thing after the other. It was him connecting me with one of my girlfriends. I mean, whom I've known for over a decade. But she then it was again it was all about that intentional building, like building that community. She's like, okay, Jen, I already had a mood board for my
Mm.
summit. The summit, our very first summit that happened in person at Soul House in March. I've already been doing this virtually, and I knew that I wanted to take it in person. I really wanted to take it in person, and I was very intentional about it. I was fasting about this. I was praying about it, and I built a mood board. Jared, I built a mood board without the money. I said, God, I don't know how we're
Shit.
gonna do this,
That ain't a mood, it's just
but
a board.
you know what I'm saying? I said, God, here, like I said, this is,
Shit.
there's that verse in Proverbs 35-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding.
Yeah,
Like, I
believe.
literally gave it to him. I said, God, this is because with everything I was going through in 25, coming into 2026, it'll be easy for me to just fold.
And
It
a
would have been
million
so
reasons
easy
to
for me
quit.
to fold. You know what I'm
A
saying?
million reasons to quit.
Yeah, there was so many reasons to quit, and God said no.
Come on.
God said no. This is like, yo, this is not what I called you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
It's
I love it.
I don't even know how. Like, people say, "Oh, you're strong." I'm like, it's not my strength. Like what you're seeing right now, it's not my strength.
It's
I
supposed to happen.
cannot take credit. I can't take credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So I will encourage any young entrepreneur as you're coming up, whatever it is that you believe in. I hope and pray that you believe in God because He is the only person, the only one that can produce wealth, the only one that can give you strategy, the only one that can give you the wisdom that you need because God says it. It says in the Bible right there in James 1:5, like, go to God asking for wisdom, He will give you the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And like coming into Beau Monde, I didn't ask for those things. I just wanted to create. You know what I'm saying? And we noticed that being a creator, creative entrepreneur in whatever capacity that you are in, you are an extension of the creator. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like we're all called to create. Like people say,
No,
"Oh, I'm
I
not a
agree.
creative." I'm like, if you are alive and you woke up one day and went and made some eggs in the kitchen, guess what? You're a creator. You just created something. Like all of us have that creative energy because we are all God's children. I'll say that. Like I'm not sure if anyone that believes in God on your page,
Message.
but I'm just gonna say
No, we're gonna give you
we're
a message.
all God's children. We all have that um connective tissue that connects us to the source, and the source is God.
I, I,
However
I,
you want to define Him, but He is God. So
we talked about it on the monologue, right? And that's God. That's or whoever you believe in, right? Is
hmm
that when I was saying what I was just saying earlier, it was like, hey, when I feel like I'm about to quit, somebody will text me, "You're doing a great job." Somebody will call
yeah,
you and be like, "Hey, yeah, I just saw yesterday's episode with Jennifer. It was so dope. I actually got a job. It actually made me want to start my own thing. It made me look at the
that's great.
trademark, and that's what it is for, right?" But you also said something that was super interesting, and I dealt with it too, sis. When you're the creative person and you're building a business, especially when you put in all the work that you're putting in, you kind of want the me. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
Credit. My mentor
Yeah.
just said something. He said something today that was so dope. Shout out to Linwood Bibbins. He's been on the show, and I got to connect you. He said some real shit. He was like, "Yo, the wins are we, the setbacks are me." And when you understand
I
that,
love that.
and when you understand that, and that's when you become a leader. And I can't lie to you. I fucked up some shit just because I just want like you just acknowledge that I'm doing it. This is my
Yeah.
vision. Acknowledge this is my baby. This is opportunities that are happening for all of us, right? They're aligned, and it's like I had it. Like just say I did it. Like you know what I'm saying? I just want
Yeah.
I just want that because I put in 16, 20 hours a day
Yeah.
to do this shit.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing. Sometimes we have to step back. We
You
have to.
have to step
The
back. I
hardest
think
thing to do ever.
no, that that's such a good point. You have to step back and watch the seed that you planted grow. You know what
Come
I'm saying?
on, talk about it.
Like
And
I
since
have one of
you keep
my
talking, says I'm gonna say keep talking, says I'm coming right back. Talk.
yeah,
This is you.
yeah. So I had one of my I think one of my the biggest compliment anyone can ever give me is if they say like, okay, you connected me with this person, you connected me with that person, and because you did this, that happened. I was like, no, I didn't do it. God did. Um, my job is to connect, is to bring people together and hope that through that connection, something beautiful, something organic, something long lasting, a collaboration of any kind really will um will come out of that relationship. So it just makes me happy to know that what how Beaumont has evolved over the last 13 years, that we're still here. And I say we because there's a community of people that have supported the vision from the UK, from the United States, and the diaspora. Is a community of people that are invested in what the vision that I have, the vision that in empowering multicultural creatives and building intentional rooms where we can all gather and share our life stories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That
um,
matters.
I was going to give this example too. Like, I just did a summit in March, which if anyone is listening, like I do an annual summit that gathers um mostly creative women, creative Black women. Is a summit for Black women by Black women. I'll just
That's what it is. That's it. That's what it is.
um and if no one has already picked that up, I'm like very Black. I love people, but I'm very Black.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm
Was very everything that I do, I want to be very intentional about it. I also want to bring the right allies, the right collaborators into the room with us, but I don't want that message to be diluted or to be missed. Because I started this live by saying I'm not a minority. I'm put on a t-shirt, put on a slogan, I'm not a minority.
No, that's a shirt.
um, and I had one of my girlfriends whom I think I met her back in 2012. She's an incredible hairstylist, incredible model, incredible person. Um, she and I were just talking. She was just like, yeah, I'm shooting a film. You connected me with this person that spoke on one of the panels I curated for the summit. She connected me to her film, so now I'm doing the hairstyling for the film. I said, yes, I love that. Like, and she said, oh, all thanks to you. I said, nah, God did that. My job was just to connect you guys to create that room because again, I don't do anything just to do it to fill the void. I do it because I've been called to
To
do it.
do.
And I've
Yeah.
and I've been telling people like the summit, especially with the summit this year, again, Jared, more to come on like what 2025 and 2026 was like for me. But I kid you not, it was a divine download. It was a divine download. That's all I can call it. It was
Wow.
literally me in a room applying on jobs, and God would just be like, drop the idea. It would just drop, and I'm just like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Designing the future. Like, let me give an example. One of the panels, it was a conversation with a UX designer,
Hmm.
a VP of design, fashion design, and someone that sits in the global creative market in Spotify. So it was a team of all these incredible um,
Yep.
talented people, and then there was an artist, a multidisciplinary artist, and it's like, how do we connect these worlds? How
Mm.
do we bring these Black women that are in their spaces? Like one person is an associate director, the other person is a VP of design, the other person is like this multidisciplinary artist that's done like major art shows.
Yeah.
Um, and then we have some guiding conversations from Spotify. So it's like music, art, UX design,
Yes.
all these different worlds collide.
Make it happen.
God did that. I kid you not. I remember just kind of like, God, how am I supposed to have this conversation? Like, how is it going to make sense? And it made sense. All of that made sense, and not just one panel. And then we had a different panel that was all like filmmakers, screenwriters, producers, all Black women. And then the other panel was all like hairstylists, but it wasn't just hairstylists; they were hair artists. Because there's hairstylists and then there's hair artists. No shade to hairstylists,
Crazy.
but hair artists is different. You know what I'm saying? And this friend of mine I'm speaking about, she's a hair artist. Um, but I said that to say, like, we connect worlds, like these incredible Black women come into our space, and I remove egos. How do I do that? I make sure they all research each other. It's
That's
one of the like requirements to be in the room. You're not just coming in to speak. I want you to research who you're speaking with. Know who they are. Here's their website. Here's their LinkedIn. Connect with them. Here are their bios. I put everything on one PDF and I share it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and through this intentionality, we're building incredible community of women. So far, the summit has featured 52 women across the US and the UK. And that's just one platform I've built in the last 5 years. And it's still growing. You know what I'm saying? And then we have Fashion
Oh,
Envy,
wait, wait,
which
wait.
were just
We ain't gonna gloss through that. We're gonna give you a horn and like we ain't gonna gloss through. We ain't gonna fume. We ain't gonna do that. Let's not fume through that. Let's celebrate that thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, listen, I mean, and all the women that have spoken at the summit, they've inspired me in so many different ways. We're talking about business owners, designers, chefs, creators, like artists, gallery owners, all Black women. So if
Fine.
you go on my website and go down to Beau Monde Summit, you can see and just get a good glimpse of who these women are, research them, get to know them. Um, but yeah, these are the community of women that by the mercy and grace of God, I've been so fortunate to be a part of. Because yes, I'm talking to them, connecting them, but I also have to ask the question: are they the right voice for this conversation? Are they going to get something out of it? It's not just me wanting to force something into. You know what I'm saying? It has to feel organic. Like how we started this conversation early is like, how can they add value? How can I also make sure that they're taking something tangible out of the conversation as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been great. Honestly, Beau Monde
That's such a
is a
dope story.
gift. It's a gift. It's a
That's such
gift that keeps
a
on
dope.
giving.
I feel you on that, sis. I'm gonna just tell you my experience. I feel the
Yeah.
exact same way as you. This is why I created this, right? I created
Mm.
this, sis, because you know why? I used to, first of all, when I got in the industry, I didn't see anybody that looked like us.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a mentor until I was 33, sis. I didn't get one. Nobody
Word.
was
It's
telling me
it's
how
tough.
to, nobody was telling me how to dress in corporate, how to do this,
Mm.
how to how to job, how to go to this, how to build real relationships that are not surface level. I just thought if I
Yeah.
did my job, I did good, I smile, I dial, I bring in revenue, I'm good. But even more so than that, I used to come home to my neighborhood in the Bronx in Parkchester. I would get off the train before I got into corporate. I would look at every single window and I would see a light on, and I used to say, "There's a story in there that's not being told." There's
Word.
somebody that's going through some crazy shit, that's persevering, that's not going to be on News 12, it's not going to be on Channel 7,
Mm.
it's not going to get on Oprah, but that shit needs to be told because it means something, because it's all
Word.
intertwined. All of our stories
Word.
intertwined at
Word.
some point, right? Our stories are lining right now, us being here.
Word.
You know what I'm
That's so
saying? So
true.
like that
That's
was
so
that. And
true.
so like I want people to really understand, like the message I just got from you was taking that risk, right? And that's the scariest thing
Mm.
to do is stepping off the porch and not knowing, jumping in the water with no life jacket, and you're like, holy shit, can I swim? Can I
That
sink?
part.
Am I really her? Am I
Yeah.
really him? Am I supposed to do this? Is it not? You'll second guess yourself. There's been times it's like literally we being
Mm.
it's something about it. When you're an entrepreneur, I'm pretty sure you have it too. And correct me if I'm wrong. I would sit here and have ideas and say, and I say, this is going to happen. Like
Yeah.
for instance, like when we did the Rohan Marley interview, right? We were going to an event called Black Week. I got to connect you to that event because it's a dope event in New York
Oh, I
City.
heard of Black Week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my family. I got you. I was the podcast partner for the very first one. They're doing in LA
Mm.
this year. I was the podcast partner.
Nice.
So as I was going there, I'm looking at the speaker list. I'm like, holy shit, everybody could be a guest. You know what I mean? I got to get
Yeah.
everybody on the show. But it was Rohan Marley specifically. And I said, yo, I got to have him on the show. I'm sitting there talking to wifey. We go there.
Legend.
Shout out to my brother. Shout out to the brethren, man. He's
Legend.
legend.
Legend. I love
Legendary.
the Marleys, man.
But
I
more
love them.
important, I'll tell you real shit, sis. Even just the name, it's who he is. I'm talking about
Hmm.
like we came into the house, they had food for us. We brought a bottle of wine. We're chilling. His kids are playing. My girl had to go to the bathroom. There's like 20 of us in the living room. Imagine us being in a living room. It's like a big party. The whole family's watching. YG Marley came. He has his entourage. Zion's there.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody's there. All the Lawrence kids, his kids are there.
Hmm.
My lady has to go to the bathroom. Is in the back room. She goes in the back. As she goes to the bathroom, he stops the podcast. Not stop. He's like, as he talks, he's telling the story. Hey, yo, excuse me. No one go back there. No one go back there. A woman is going to the bathroom. None of you go back there.
Wow.
Little stuff like that tells you who he is as a person, as a man, because that's the same thing I would have done for his family. And I didn't have to
Mm.
ask for it. So that shows you who he is. But to get to that point, one of my friends, shout out to Dante, was speaking to him. And I'm like, bro, how you know the legendary? Come on, but I want to come on, introduce a motherfucker. He's like, I got you.
Ah!
I'm like, introduce me, bro. He introduces us, and we just hit the shit off. Literally, we hit the shit off.
Wow.
Boom, boom. The next day, he sees us doing interviews in the spot. I didn't even know if he knew we was the podcast part. We were just shooting the shit. He sees us doing the interviews and all that. He tells us, yo, get my contact. We did a small interview for him, like 3 to 4 minutes. It's on my page. The one it says
Yeah.
Black on top of it. It's on my page.
Yeah.
So he's talking about, yo, this is the advice I give to my son, YG Marley. We get his contact. Let's say that's in October. By
Yeah.
December, we're doing the interview. It's a week before
Wow.
Christmas. It's a week
That's what I'm saying. I was like, wow. No wonder why I was like, why's the whole family around?
a week before
Wow.
Christmas. It was almost
That's
Kwanzaa in
crazy.
this mother. It was all I didn't. Do I want Christmas or do I want the Rohan interview? And it is going to be those type of decisions that you're going to have to make as an entrepreneur. Is how bad you want it.
Trade-offs.
And trade-offs. And you know what happened? I didn't know how the fuck we was going to get the money. The money just shows up. The money just shows up. Man, guys, I got you. Boop. No, I got you. Boop. No, I got you. No, I don't need that back. That's you. Go get him, killer. Go get him, bro.
Wow.
And we went down there with a team. We went there, we killed it, and all. It was just such a dope experience. But it's so many different stories like that. I could think of 5,
I
10,
love
15
that.
stories. I was like,
That's
yo,
incredible.
let's just stay here. And then we meet somebody that's incredible. Like me and my
Yeah.
lady, we're sitting there. I'm sitting there. I'm outside of Cannes in France. We're outside of a
Yeah.
store. Some tells you to stand there. Some tells you to sit
Yeah.
there. We're sitting there chilling for a second. I'm smoking real quick before we go to the next event. I see the CMO Procter and Gamble across the street.
Wow.
What's the odds of him crossing this block at this time while I'm here? And you got that one shot. And what are you going to do
Yeah.
with that shot?
Go pitch
What are you going
yourself.
to do? You gotta
Go
go.
pitch.
And I introduce myself. I'm sitting there looking hood as hell. I'm fresh. I'm clean. He's like, "Who is this brother?" He probably thought I was gonna get him or something. I'm like, "Yo, I saw your work ethic. I'm keeping it real." He's like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Mr. Pritchard, is that you?" He said, "Yeah, that is me." And I said, "You know, I'm Jared Thomas. I used to work for Cannes. I'm a big fan of yours. I used to Stella Archive. I remember your work with Dove. This one, remember that campaign in 04? That was fucking brilliant. I just want to have a picture with you. I would love to get to know you. No, let's take a picture. Let's do that. Take my number. Talking to him 10 hours of this day. So those, I just want entrepreneurs to understand that story. It's going to be those things. You can't ignore the signs. You meet people for a
Signs
reason.
are always there, no. Thank you for sharing these stories, Jared. It's so inspiring, and it really speaks to the power of um timing, right? And timing and seizing the opportunity. There is no such thing as luck. The people say,
No
"Oh, it's luck. You're lucky." I'm like, nah,
preparation.
because it's preparation. You know what I'm saying? Like when you prepare for the opportunity that's in front of you and you rise to that opportunity, your life can change in an instant.
Message.
People, I call it God putting you in the right place at the right time. It was
That's right.
already there by design. It's up to you to take it. You
It's
know what I'm
supposed to
saying?
happen.
So
It's supposed to happen.
no, it's so inspiring. Is it okay if I just like go off mute, but just keep talking? I can hear you. I just want to like take care of something real quick.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing, yeah. So this is it. I'm actually gonna bring Jaher on. Jaher wants to come on. Jaher, if you hear this, is a perfect time to come on. But this is just such a great story, y'all. Like being an entrepreneur is going to be things that you're going to face. I say this shit every single week. It's going to be opportunities. It's going to be things that you're going to have to go through. I can't tell you how many times. That I went through some shit. Yeah, man, I went through some stuff. And it figures itself out. It figures itself out. It's been times I've been with millionaires, billionaires. I might have $100, $50 to my name or some shit. And we go in there and light the room up, and it leads to another opportunity. And then you get more money, and then you get that, then you get more money, and then you figure that out. Then entrepreneurship is just it's a series of solving problems. It's a series of solving problems, and every single day you're going to wake up with a few new ones. And the intentionality is which problem I want to solve now, what you want to do. But once again, something that she said that was so critical is she's not hoarding. She's hoarding people. She's hoarding relationships. And that gets you in the doors. That gets you in the room that you need to do in order to make something happen. She knew the lady for how many years? But guess what? They connect them to that one thing. Now she got the Beau Haus, and now she got the Summit. What if she was an asshole to that person? What if she wasn't nice? What if she did some sneaky shit? What if she did anything to jeopardize that relationship? She wouldn't have had it.
I heard that. No, for real though. You gotta be
That's
nice to
real, right?
people. No, you gotta be nice to people. You just
Come
never
on.
know who. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are always so like stuck on like what people are wearing, how to present themselves. Yes, that's all great and whatnot, but you have to be nice to people that you meet because you just never know who's who. That's one. Two,
Yeah.
it's just good to be a nice person. Period.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you. Let me keep it all the way real with you. Your story just now about the trademark is something I'm going through right now, and I needed to hear that. I never heard of the VLA, and I'm in that same situation right now. I might have money tomorrow. I might not have it the day after, but I know I can't do $250 for a half an hour session, and I'm going through it right now.
Oh, that's tough. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, that it's part of the process. If it's not a lesson, it's a blessing.
Word.
That's all it is. It's perspective.
Word.
I have to go through this
for real
shit,
though.
because when I come out on the other side, I'm gonna be a beast, and then you ain't gonna get access to me, and that ain't gonna never happen. So I'm gonna insulate myself to make sure that shit never happens again. So I had to go through that, just like you had to.
Yeah.
Now you a beast. Now you could teach a masterclass on that shit. Yo, go ahead, USB. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, no, because I even my friends on LinkedIn were saying like, oh, I see like you kind of picked up things with Beau Monde. I'm like, you don't even know, bro. Like,
You
I've
can't
invested
imagine.
thousands of dollars into this. Like, this is like it's not like my identity is connected to this thing. Because if God says, all right, hang up Beau Monde, I'll do it when He tells me to do, not because somebody wants to come steal it from the back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm, that's
it's I'm not going out like that. I'm not going out like that. Nah. Like
not
I remember like them coming back and saying blah blah. I'm just like I told my lawyer like nah, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm from a family of fighters and we fight. When I love hard, and when I don't like you, I don't like you. There's no in between.
oh my God.
And that's how I am in my business. It's like I just like I'm not gonna be fake with you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo,
what you see with me is what you get. And it's and I think
bro.
And I think that rubs some people the wrong way sometimes. I'm a recovering people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
I'm a
saying,
recovering people pleaser, but I also know that I've been called to a higher purpose and whatever that is, I don't know, but it's something that I just feel it. Like like when you wake up, you're like, God did not bring me into this world to just be.
come on.
I was called to become XYZ. Like no bars. I didn't
Woo! No, she going crazy. She going off right now. She feeling it.
yeah. No, I didn't. I mean, and it's like, and when I just feel this yearning and this longing, and I don't compare myself to other people again. Remember, I said I'm one of 6 kids, and being in an African house, and any African on this call will know this. Like, be like your brother, be like your sister, be like. Before I even knew what other people were doing, I was already being benchmarked like with my siblings, like be like this. But I'm the second oldest. So naturally, like I have to be good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? Now I've removed the extra weight of being perfect. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be the best that I can be with what I have. You know what I'm saying? I give 100%, and I expect the people around me to give 100%. If you're not gonna give that's why It's Beau Monde is just me. So
Come on.
I'm praying to God send me the right team. I want someone that has more passion than I have. When I meet that person, I'll pay them what they're asking for.
Message.
I
It's
felt that.
like,
Felt that.
you know what I'm saying? Till then, it's just me. I'm just running it. And it's like, and I see a team of people that like, it's like 3 women doing things. I'm just like, okay, that's great. I haven't met anyone that has the same amount of passion that I have. So, and also like, I don't have my friends also entrepreneurs doing their own thing. I get that. But I do believe that there is somebody out there that I can build Beau Monde with. It may be a woman, maybe a man, it may be someone else. I don't know. But it's passion for me. Like I know you asked that question. It's such a huge key in any business, like passion
Oh,
and
yeah.
profit. If you can get those two pieces together, passion, profit, and then perspective, if we can align on those 3 things, the universe is the limit.
Message.
You know, I
You said something
yeah,
really dope too, sis. But perfection, I'm a perfectionist too, and I'm a people pleaser. Perfection perfection kills progress. It's the death of progress,
that's
right?
it.
Like I'm the type of person that I don't even celebrate my wins. I barely do.
Mm.
I barely celebrate my wins. I'm just like, yo, look, I did the Rohan Marley.
On to the next one.
It's on. How do I top that? You did that. You had fun. You got some views. What's next? They're gonna think you
That's
falling
fair.
off. I'm in my head. I'm like, you falling off. I'll tell myself that. You feel me?
Oh no.
That's
No,
the
no, no.
real
You okay, I'm gonna say this right now to
talk to
you,
me, sis.
Jared. Like, take this with a pinch of salt. I'm
No,
just gonna
talk to
say
me.
this to
Talk to
you.
me. It's all love.
I love to celebrate my wins.
Felt that.
I love to. Do you know why? It's a
Tell me.
signal to God that, like, okay, I'm grateful for what you gave me. Because there's gazillion people on earth with gazillion dreams, but you gave me this. So I'm going to celebrate it. It's important that you celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are, no matter how big they are. Celebrate them. I'm a huge celebration person.
Maybe I don't
Um,
celebrate it big. I celebrate it, but I don't. I feel like I might have like a night. Like me and wife, you have a night. We'll get some wine or something like that. We'll go to dinner or something like that. Other
nah,
than that,
that's good. I mean,
but
that's
you
good.
know
You
what I'm
you
saying?
are
But
celebrating
no,
then. So you're
I be
not just like, all right, this project is done.
sis, I be wanting
I'm
a
gonna
fucking
move
ticker.
on.
sis, I want a ticker tape parade. I want a Knicks parade in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, no,
Like, all of us
you
do.
have to just,
All of us
I
do.
mean, give yourself like your accolades, like give yourself your accolades, and get yourself something nice. Like, you know what? I just did something great. This is something I've been wanting to achieve for X number of months, X number of weeks. Like, go get yourself a cupcake. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, just celebrate that you've done something incredible, something small, something tangible that you're celebrating yourself, and then you're moving on to the next thing. Um,
About that.
but
Absolutely.
that's I used to be like that. So I'm like, all right, what's next? Oh, we just did an event in New York. Okay, great. We need to start
Now
planning
we
the
got to
next
LA,
event in
Paris.
June. Yeah, like what's coming up next? Like we need to, and I think at one point, again, back to the whole thing with that strategy. Yeah, I can be wanting to move to the next thing, but if I don't have a strategy on how to maximize the opportunity I received or leverage this relationship to open up more opportunities, then what am I doing? Strategy informs what I like. Yes, God is giving me the strategy, and then I have to like really go hard with that. I can't be idle. So I hear you on that, 100%. But definitely, celebrate your wins. Sorry, I just lost my sound. Can you still
Oh
hear
no, my
me?
fault. Now I can hear you. I said, sis.
Okay.
So now we're talking about wins. What? Talk about one win. What's one win? What's the mama I made it moment? Because I always ask all my guests that. What's the one moment for you that was like
Wow.
exactly that I dreamed of? This is exactly I'm doing it. This is the purpose. What made? What was it? Was it the summit?
Um, it's
Or something
crazy.
else? It could be anything. What was that moment for you? It's like, yo, I'm doing it and I'm not stopping. Like I'm doing this thing.
I think for me is I think it's definitely like everything I've ever done. Honestly, there's a certain level of euphoria that I feel when I've done something incredible where it's like bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I've ever done is bigger than me. The editorials I've done is bigger than me because I'm telling a story that I'm hoping that will reach the masses and will inspire people to see Black women from a different lens, to see Africa from a different lens. Um, so it's hard for I don't think I've actually. It's
You don't
crazy for
think
me
you've
to
hit it
say
yet?
this, but no, I haven't hit it yet. And I know I have defined success. I know what success feels like to me. Um, I haven't gotten there yet. And to be quite honest, I've been distracted.
No, no, not.
I've been distracted.
But how do
Yeah.
you define success? Let's keep it there. What is your definition of success? I'll give you mine to kick you off. Says I just want to do what I want when I want with the people I love. That's my perfect life. Whatever that
Yeah.
looks like, I want to do what I want when I want with the people I love and impact people. Like the
I
young brother,
love that.
we got Jahir here. And he wants to ask a question. I was like, come on, you got to come on because you know Jahir. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring bro on real quick.
Yeah.
Jahir, what up? What up,
Yeah.
bro?
Like, how you doing, Ra? How you doing?
My guys,
Good to
How
man.
you
y'all.
doing?
Great, 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 great. It was beautiful listening to this conversation. I definitely took a lot, and I definitely appreciate all the definitely the conversations, the gems you gave. I definitely have a lot to touch upon and ask you about.
Yeah, go for it.
But
Yo,
how are you doing before we even start?
that's my guy.
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's been a wonderful conversation, Jerry. I didn't even realize I've been on this live for an hour and 28 minutes.
It felt like
Yeah,
30.
I mean, yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Good conversation to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the last things that you touched upon that really stuck with me was the I'm gonna call it, and I think we should call it our three P's now: the passion, perspective, and profit. I think that
Mm,
was really concrete. Like
yeah.
it reminds me of one of my other sayings. The four P's: the proper
Prior power plan prevents piss poor
Yes, yeah,
performance.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
It's the look.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite sayings. I take that with me every day. Yeah, but
Mm,
that was really good. I wanted to touch upon. One question that I definitely wanted to ask. Going back to like your story with your parents, which was very, very inspiring and beautiful to hear.
yeah.
Were there any points where like there were a lot of pressure from your parents, and it got to the point where it was like not even just from your parents, from the family, the legacy, you being the
Yeah.
immigrant. I know there was a lot of pressure that came from that. So how did you deal with those times of Pressure, I would say.
Great question.
That's a great question, Jahir. But if I tell you that I didn't feel pressure, would you believe me?
No.
I
That's
didn't.
real too.
I didn't. I was very, very, very fortunate and blessed that my parents were. They just wanted us to go to school and do the best that we can.
Yeah,
Um, they knew they have good kids, so we didn't mix in with the wrong crowds. I mentioned to Jared in the beginning, I graduated top 20% of my class with my MBA program.
that's amazing.
Um,
Congratulations on that as
Thank
well.
you. I mean, that was 11 years ago. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago. Business landscape has
Timeless.
changed, but
Timeless. Timeless.
Celebrate your
Timeless.
wins. Celebrate.
Yeah, come
right,
on,
right,
man.
right, right, right. Celebrate
Come
my
on,
wins, right.
man.
No, we definitely celebrated. We had a whole graduation party. So,
Amazing.
but I would say like I think being one of six, like my parents, like they, their journey. Sorry, my phone keeps glitching. Their pathway to like not going to school. Like I mentioned, like my dad was, his pathway was different, but my dad eventually got a PhD awarded to him.
Wow.
Like it was something you have to work hard for university to recognize
Yeah.
his contributions to like business and um the industries that he was a part of. So I
Yeah.
said that to say like I did not feel pressure, but at the same time it was like there was it wasn't something that was like said out loud. It wasn't like, oh, make sure you do this or do that, whatever. Like
It
they
was
didn't
just something
care.
you kind of felt in a way, like the path was
Yeah,
like,
they just like it was just very clear to us that like we knew that we just had to do really well in school. Our parents had spent like thousands of dollars to keep us here, to have us here, to feed us, put us through school. Um, I graduated out of college without a debt. Like
wow.
I was, I didn't pay. I wasn't on scholarship, so I just to paint that picture. So it was like when your parents are working so hard to turn naira into dollars. Do the math.
Method.
There's no room. You have to make sure that you succeed. It's
Yeah.
not something that they had to tell you. There was no added pressure. It was like I think if anything, I added the pressure on myself.
I
My
felt that.
it didn't come from my parents. I
And that's
wanted to make sure that there was an ROI for them. What's the return on investment? I graduate. I get this incredible. I could go to this great university, and
Yes.
I graduate with XYZ GPA, and you can talk about it with amongst your friends.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, that was literally it.
I felt that, and I say that all the time. It's the ROI for the parents. So, bro, if you don't
Hmm.
take anything from that, I say the story all the time. My pops worked two jobs for 27 years. My mom was an assistant principal. My pops worked from 9 in the morning to 1 o'clock. I mean, 9 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the morning. He couldn't make
Wow.
many basketball games. He would try. He worked. My school was right across the street from his job, so he'll come through in his custodian outfit, coach the basketball team on his lunch break, go back and work, and I won't see him till one
Wow.
o'clock in the morning. So now imagine what that looks like. So what is the ROI if I'm not successful, if I don't even at least try?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
You feel me? So there is no pressure. You got to put the pressure on yourself. It's you against you. In
Word.
anything you do, bro, it's you against you. And it's the mental battle. It's never the talent in our hood. It's never the talent in our community. It's the process. It's the mental battle. It's all of those things intertwined. And only a few are gonna make it, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
Unfortunately. That's
That's
just the
another thing
reality.
that
So
I
I want
definitely.
to ask you though, bro, what's the pressure you feel? Do you feel pressure?
I would
Keep
say
it real.
definitely, yeah. I feel like the pressure relating to you guys, the pressure definitely comes within myself. If I'm sharing a little bit about my story, um, our kind of stories are almost like polar opposites as far as like parents and paving that way. So it's more of a okay, I have to think ahead, and generational wealth has been a big thing on my mind for as long as I since I learned what it was, honestly, and even like before I learned what it was, that's something that not seeing it in my life, it made me want to. All right, this is unfortunate,
Yeah.
but what am I gonna give? What am I gonna give to the
I gotta
nation?
be the one.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, it has to be somebody, and I have
Mm.
to.
Why not you?
Why not you? Exactly. And then speaking upon that, I wanted to ask sacrifices. Like I know you spoke about the sacrifice that you went through with like leaving Nigeria. when I want to ask you about the sacrifices you had to make when you got here and in your career, like what are some things that you had to give up, or some things that you had to, leave behind, or you felt like got you there, and you had to sit here and say, okay, if I want to go there, I can't bring this, or I can't bring them, or I can't do this.
Ooh, that's a great question. He's podding right now. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, he's podding right now.
Yeah, the conversation got me thinking. It was
I love it.
definitely,
He
yeah,
No, no, those are great questions. No, thank you for asking that, Jair. I'm gonna try and give you an answer, but just to add some context to the first one as far as sacrifice. Me leaving Nigeria, I wouldn't call it a sacrifice.
it's
I want to be very
sacrifice.
clear. It's not because you're wrong in that, but I just want to put some clarity to that. Um, there is a certain, I think, from my parents' perspective, they had to make a sacrifice, especially my like both of my parents in different ways. They had to make a sacrifice.
Yeah,
For me, I was ready to leave. I was a
yeah,
child. I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I
yeah,
want to come to America. Um, so I wouldn't say as a child that I lost much because I still had the gift of my parents with me. My dad was still popping and out. Like he had an established business in Nigeria. He was doing incredibly
yeah,
well for himself. So he never left
yeah.
Nigeria to come here. I know a lot of immigrant like parents will do that, like come here, both of them being like, and they will work double jobs. My dad didn't do that. He was established in Nigeria.
That's beautiful.
Um, so as far as sacrifice wise, I guess on my dad's side, not having to see us a lot. My mom, having to like wear a different hat.
Yeah,
And as far as my journey as a creative entrepreneur, like what I have to like leave behind or what I have to give up, I can say for me as a person, I've learned so much about myself.
mm,
I am very, or I used to be, or at least I'm a recovering control person. Like I'm very much, me being in control made me feel safe.
mm,
And as a business person, it's like, yeah, you want to like know what the threats are. Like when you go into business, one of the first things the teachers is like a SWOT
SWOT,
analysis.
SWOT analysis. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
and I
Strengths,
want to
know there
they
had
teach
to
you
be,
that
weaknesses,
they
these threats.
and I know
yeah
there had to be like a profound like self confidence that came with that feeling, because
yeah
you can't be like all over the place and feel like, oh, I need to be in control.
yeah. I have to be in control of my environment, the people that I brought into my ecosystem. I have to be in control of how much I was telling people, but at the same time, I was still getting to know myself as a person, especially when you are a solopreneur. A solopreneur is just you in
Hmm.
business by yourself. Yeah, there's creative entrepreneur, but really a solopreneur is like you on that journey by yourself. I've read in a book where it's like where things happening in your personal life can filter, not even filter, they can kind of like merge into your business
Yeah.
life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like
I agree.
the day I read that, I was just like, oh, wait a second. I
You
need to
can't
reset
separate them.
myself. Yeah, I need to be able to separate my person from my business. But my person and my business were so interconnected that I felt like it's crazy because my friends would tell me, "Oh, you're so organized." I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not because if I can be who I'm supposed to be, who I'm meant to be, trust and believe this Beau Monde thing is going to be a whole different experience. You know what I'm saying? So what I
And
had to reconcile, accounting, you have to reconcile the accounts. Like I had to like, I wouldn't say I gave up. I had to reconcile those things. Like what I have to kind of like adjust and
Mm,
adapt to be a part of the woman that I'm becoming is letting go of control. You don't have to know everything. However, you can come up with contingency plans
mm.
if things were to go left. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? You
Backup.
have something,
Okay.
your backup plan has a backup plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Um, so I had to do it that way, so that way I'm not kind of like trying to be in control of everything.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I had to let go of personality wise. Then, as far as people wise, I had to let go of people that as I was mentioning to Jared, like people that don't have the same amount of passion that I have, the same amount of commitment that I have. And I'm not saying they have to be like me, but I have to see something in you that makes me
Yeah.
want to be like you. Like if I don't aspire to be like you, then I don't need to. You don't need to be in my world.
Exactly.
That makes any
I
sense.
agree.
Message.
Ooh.
I agree.
I'm let me say this the right way. Is there a right way to say this?
To keep it
Otherwise,
real.
it'd be like I'm
Yeah.
I'm diluting myself. I'm diluting myself to become some like some people will say you're vibrating on a lower frequency.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I see like you're not serious about your life, you're not serious about, you don't know what it is that you want out of
They're only
life,
gonna drag you down.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can try to like, and I'm not saying like I'm here to, I'm not Captain Save the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to, like I was telling Jared earlier, I like to collect people, I like to collect stories. So if I see
Not
someone that's
really.
like doing this, and I see how they're doing it, I don't look at you as my, I don't look at them as my competitor. I look at them as someone I can learn something from. I go to them like, okay, how did you do this? Tell me how you did that. And I don't care how old the person is. They could be 15 or 60. It doesn't matter. Age is nothing but a number. I go to them to learn, to absorb information, and to be inspired and empowered.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I see that the person is not like, they don't have plans, they don't have a vision, they don't have a strategy, they don't have a center, i.e., God, they don't have something that grounds someone that grounds them.
Mm.
If they're not aware of themselves, how they show up in spaces, if they're not professional, if they're not, because it's time to switch it on and switch it off. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go
Right.
move between those conversations,
Yeah.
um, and if you're not someone that I aspire to be, if you don't inspire me, I'm not interested in building a relationship with you or I mean that with the utmost respect. I just don't want to. That doesn't mean make you a bad person. It just means that our paths are not aligned
Yeah,
and
more about intention.
we're not walking the same path. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but I'm gonna give you some real too. What Jennifer just said was so real, bro. And coming from somebody like from where we from, bro, same thing. I used to try to dim my light and to make other people feel good, bro.
Yeah.
Like your
Hmm.
crowd ain't your crowd. I was the youngest person with a kid, right? So at the end of the day, I'm thinking about this, that, business, dreams, this and the third, and people are still doing the same thing. You have to know who's for what, and it's up to you. Some of my friends, I know who to turn up with. I know who to go to business meetings with. I know who to do this with. I know who can come to dinner with my
Hmm.
family.
Mm.
And so for you, that's gonna be one of the most important lessons you learn as you grow and as you meet new people, bro. Who's for
Yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's not doesn't mean just you're my turn up dude. Don't mean I don't love you less than my dinner crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just you're my turn up guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we go to the club, we gonna stand on the couch and popping bottles. You're that guy, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm.
That's who I go to. So you have to know who's who. You can't intertwine them because I always used to think how you do anything is how you do everything.
Mm. I remember we spoke about that.
How you
Yeah.
do anything is how you do everything, bro.
Yep.
So if you're an asshole just on the regular, you're gonna be an asshole on Thursday, bro. If you just
Hmm.
naturally nice and hold the door for people and da da da, then guess what? Your blessings are gonna come back in spades because that's who you are.
True.
Hmm.
It just is what it is, bro. So, but never dim your light. And you, as a 17-year-old, bro, 18-year-old kid, who, first of all, sitting on an hour and a 40-minute conversation with me and Jennifer and listening to the shit and writing things down and coming up with questions, you're already on the path.
Mm.
Yeah.
But never dim your shit because you're special, bro. But you gotta believe it.
Thank you. Yeah.
You
And
gotta
that's
believe it.
another
Word.
thing that I got from this conversation. You have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, then how is anyone else going to?
That's it. More than anything,
100%.
it's gonna be days, bro. It's gonna be days where you don't believe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be days when you're like, "Holy shit, the world is crashing.
Yeah.
I gotta do this. I gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
am I lying?
Yeah.
That's just what happens, bro. But are you still him in those moments? Are you still her in those moments?
And I think that's one of the things that, Miss Jennifer that said that really spoke to me, is finding your purpose and finding your journey. Like that's one thing that I would say has been like the main course of my chapter, for the past. I can't even put a time limit on, because I feel like that's a continuous journey, but that's something
Yeah.
I've been really paying attention to. And even as far as like collecting people and experiences, like I feel like, and what you were saying about you could learn a lesson from anybody. Like you could learn a lesson in everything. Like every L is a lesson, I believe. Like every
Yeah.
little there's a lesson and experience in everything. And on top of that, collecting people. Like imagine, like how I think about it is imagine being able to go through those experiences and get those lessons in just one conversation or just in one interaction.
Mm,
Kind of just saving
yeah.
yourself and saving, and not even really saving yourself, but really getting that experience that, and it's not the same, but it's closer to what you would have gotten not speaking to these people and diversifying your area and who you hang around, who you speak to. I feel like that was very important that you spoke about.
God is gonna put you in the universe, and God is gonna put you in situations. If you're sitting there talking to somebody, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and they give you a gem or something like that, I'll give you a story, bro. I'll give you a story. I'm sitting there working at Cannes Lines, the film. I mean, no, they're working another place. I'm in France. I'm sitting there working there. I'm going there. I'm supposed to go to their office. Their office is like 30, 40 minutes on the train. All of their train stuff is in French. I don't know anything, right? I was going to go there with my one of my coworkers. She ended up leaving me. Bro. Just left me because it's competitive. We're both in the same job. She wanted to get there early. Left my ass at the hotel, bro.
Wow.
I'm sitting there trying to find cabs. A cab took me 30 minutes in the wrong direction. So now I'm an hour away from the office. I'm calling my CEO. I'm damn near frantic, like it's the first day of work. I'm damn near in tears, bro. I felt like I was being sabotaged. Long story short, bro, they told me go on the train. I get on the train. I meet this elderly white couple. They see me damn near. I'm sitting there looking at the damn map, the subway map. It's in all different languages, and I'm damn near in tears. I'm with the Jordan face, bro. I'm kidding you. I kid you not. I'm sitting there at the shit like this.
Yeah.
And you know what they said? They said, you know what, young man? They said, where you going? I said, yeah, I'm going to such and such. They said, we're actually going 3 stops past that. We'll take you. They sat with me the entire hour ride, bro. And I tried to pay them afterwards. I was like, yo, kids, anything I can do. And they like, you get off here, sir. And they, you know what they said to me, bro? They said, just go in there and be great. We don't want nothing. Go in there and be great. And you want to know something else crazy that's happened? Probably 5 years later, I'm in Times Square on Broadway with my family going to a play. I see them across the street. They was walking as tourists.
Are you serious? Shut up.
I
Yeah.
kid you not. Kid you not.
Wow.
All of them as tourists. And I wanted to exchange the favor. If you need anything while you're in New York, you call me.
Wow, look at that.
You never know, bro. I got there and I'm an hour, 2 hours late to the office. Imagine everybody's in the conference room. I'm coming in late. I'm sweating and shit because I'm running to the damn office. And they're like, Jared, just relax, man. Take it. Everybody looked at her like she was crazy because they're like, why would you leave Jared? And by the end of the night, nobody wanted to hang out with her because they thought she was like, why would you do that? I stayed out with the CEO to 3, 4 in the morning. And we had drinks, we chilled, we talk about life. But I made a relationship that nobody you could. It's like I got promoted that night. They're like, man, we love you, man. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, you good. You could fail, and I got you.
Yeah.
That's the type of you never know, bro.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet those people, and you're gonna meet people along your journey, like myself, bro. What's the odds? I told you that in the house. What's the odds of your aunt putting you on to me?
Yeah.
His aunt introduced us. It was like, yo, because I'm helping on the program. I'm teaching kids out. She's like, can you meet my nephew? Come to the house. Come to the crib. And shit, we sat there, for 10, 12 hours, bro?
Yeah. Yo.
10, 12 hours. And the first time we linked up is when you called, Jen. When we had the call. That's the first time we met in person.
Wow, really? I
That's
would not have
exactly
known
how
that. That's
yeah.
First time
incredible.
we met in person. We was literally just chilling. And I was like, I
Yeah.
got to take this call. 6 o'clock, I got to take this call. I missed the last one. I have to take it.
Yep.
And this is how it is. So, bro,
Exactly how it happened.
anything that happens to you is a reason. Just always ask the
By
why.
design.
Yeah.
It's by
It's by
design.
design.
Everything's by design.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, even if it's that one thing, take it, man. Like it, love it, man, bro. Embrace it. But just know it happened to you for a reason.
Yeah.
As long as you have that,
Good. Yeah.
promise you.
Another thing, I feel like on that path, I feel like it's so easy to get distracted. And I feel like there's so many,
Yeah.
once you're on that path, you're going to have like 2x more distractions. And I feel like what I've learned on this journey is that all of those are just tests to see if
Oh
you
yeah.
break. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That is so spot on. And I mentioned that earlier, Jerry. I was saying about me being distracted and not putting in the right energy into me and into Beau Monde. And when I realized, like, it took me a while to realize the distraction, and as soon as and I think God made it in a way that the distraction removed themselves, and when the distraction left the equation, I was like, wait a second.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, like the webs had still been pulled away from my eye, and like the blind veil was lifted, and I was just like, if I can put, keep in mind now, the job I had in London is one of the top ad agencies in the world. Okay, I was moved out there, meaning like skilled workers visa, everything taken care of.
Like
Okay,
the whole nine. Yep.
Wow.
so that for me was, even whilst I was on that journey, that chapter of my life, I was
Mhm.
distracted. And sometimes it takes a little turbulence for God to reset what the intention always was. And for that to happen, like you were asking before, Jahir, some people have to go. Some people have to go. Some you have to change country. You have, things have to be removed for you to be like, okay, now what am I supposed to be doing? What I have?
Yeah.
Where am I going? You have to start asking yourself those hard questions, and it's going to feel very uncomfortable. It's going to feel
Especially when you're
very
growing.
uncertain
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But I think there's so much joy and so much, yeah, so much joy in just waiting.
Yeah.
It's crazy to say that because you like, oh, I want to like. There's so much joy in just kind of like stepping back and realizing that, okay, I've done as much as I can do at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now is for you to leave it up to a higher power to be like, all right, God, where am I going? Like you brought me here. Like Jared was saying, like it was not random that he met that couple. It
Yeah.
wasn't random. And then he met them again in Times Square. It
It's
wasn't
like
random. It was by
at all.
design.
I
Yeah.
design everything.
Everything that happens in this life to you is by design. And sometimes it could be a series of events that are already started even before you were born. And sometimes you just
Wow.
have to kind of like step outside the bubble and be like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to be doing right now? What kind of value am I adding here? What's my purpose? And I think when you start asking those questions and you really start to pray with that kind of intention, something starts to shift.
Message.
You have to um you have to be aware of the shifts, and you have to be perceptive of the shifts. Not everything will be said to you. Not everything will come out in writing. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to tap into a higher,
Yeah.
again, frequency, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, but it's God. You have to tap into something that's higher than yourself to be like, okay, something is happening, something is shifting. How can I take advantage of what is being presented to me? So it's just asking yourself those hard questions. Been aware, been locked in, like dialed in, whatever you want to say, like however you want to say it. Just make sure that you're not what's what I'm looking for. You are not taking yourself too seriously.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't take it, like learn how to have fun in the midst of the journey. Because I think sometimes we get so hungry about like getting
The
to
end goal.
XYZ, building the legacy, all of that stuff, and you forget to have fun. Have
Yeah.
fun, because this life is meant like you're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to enjoy it and surround yourself with people that want to enjoy it. Nobody wants a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Nobody wants. I don't know what. I don't. You don't want to be like, oh, okay. Well, woe is me. Okay, find a solution to it. And
So
unless it's death, there's no solution for death.
Yeah.
Um, unless it's like a terminal illness, you can't fix it, obviously. But
Yeah.
if there's something you can find a solution, a workaround, find it. Hold on to it. Always hold on to hope, because hope conquers everything else. Hope and love conquers everything else.
Message.
Um,
that's real.
yourself with people that believe that there's keep yourself around people that's positive. Like I know, like Jared was saying, like you have your this crowd and you have that crowd. I always remember like there's a saying that says birds of the same feather flock together,
That's incredible.
Facts.
and I want to surround myself with winners, with positive people that want to leave an impact, people that are building legacies, people that are starting businesses, people that are nice people, good, genuine, kind people, um, because that is energy in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as you continue on your journey, you are, when we first spoke, and I was just so wowed by like how wise you are at such a young age.
Thank you.
I just encourage you to just hold on to that wisdom, hold on to that drive that you have, speaks to the family that you're a part of, and that legacy is already there. The fact that you already have your head screwed on straight, that's your legacy. Keep
Facts.
I never
building.
thought about
Keep
that.
your
Yeah.
all you're doing right now is building on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Message.
Yeah. And it's funny, like going. Well, when I want to say I appreciate that a lot. But that kind of goes what we were saying about stepping back and
Yeah.
celebrating your wins. Those are kind of two separate ideas from what I'm trying to say, but it's important for you. You can't really celebrate your wins unless you step back and really acknowledge them. Like, oh,
Word.
that was
You gotta zoom out. You have to have like the zoom
yeah,
in and zoom out lens. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like you're
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this you can see the places where
Mhm.
you can you like, and I know there's a little bit of that you were talking about, Jared, like the imposter syndrome. We all have imposter syndrome. So you have to know when you're becoming hard on yourself, but you're like, you know what? I did the best I could.
I was gonna ask you
What?
too another question. In those
Yeah.
situations, how do you differentiate when, all right, I've done too much, let me sit back, and when I could go a little bit more, what's that line look like?
Ooh, that's a great question.
That's a great
Damn, that's a
question.
great question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a recent example of planning the summit.
Mm,
Okay. So planning the summit, I didn't have a budget. I didn't have a team. And I knew I had a vision in my head, and not just in my head, but also a vision on paper, how I wanted it to look like, how I wanted it to run. Um, and I mean, there were nights I would go to bed 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's like and I couldn't go to sleep because there was just so much. I was like, have I done this? Have I done this? Have I tried this? What about this? And you talking about like I'm the graphic designer, I'm the curator, I'm the producer, I'm speaking to all these partners that are involved and all these sponsors, speaking to the speakers, making sure everyone had what they needed to feel confident in coming into a space like Soul House and having a conversation about their livelihood and how they can inspire and empower other Black women equally. So for me, it's like I think I get to a point where I'm like, you know what? I've done the best I could in this situation. I've dotted all my I's and I've crossed all my T's, but I always keep a notepad. Like, so it's not a mental note. I have the vision. I will know what I'm trying to achieve. And I have those bullet points on a piece of paper. So
mm,
I know, like, okay, this is what I can do. When I've done this, I know I've done what I can do with this. And when the event is done, I call it feedback. Because
mm,
it's like you can only do so much as a one person team.
yeah,
And then when I collect feedback and everyone is giving all this positive feedback, I was like, really? That's great. I'm like, no, but you really you can go deeper. Tell
yeah,
me other ways I can improve.
and only you
And then when
know that.
sorry?
I said, and only you know that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like a web. I know where everything fits. Now
Mm,
it becomes a part of a producer and a leader to be able to communicate your vision to people and make sure that they understand it. So I think that's what I've been finding is the language, right, Jared? It's like how you can find a language to connect with a 17-year-old because how you communicate with Jared is going to be different from how you talk to like
Yeah.
a 30-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole different language, but making sure that people understand your vision, what it is that you're trying to achieve. If that takes two different video calls, like I was speaking to like it's like what 15, I know 13 women that were part of the summit, and I was just like I had different calls. Like I was like, you have to be on this call, and this is the reason for the call. So it wasn't a waste of your time. It was to make sure that you were prepared.
yeah,
But I think for me, it's just once I feel prepared and my team is prepared, I'm good. If there's
yeah.
anything else that happens, I'll give an example of something that happened. If that was completely out of my control, I couldn't. It's something you can, we're talking about control earlier.
Mm,
Yeah.
One of the sponsors, something that they brought was supposed to be have been part of the event, did not make it. It was left in the Uber.
mm,
So at that moment, I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. And like my volunteers were like, they were surprised. That was part of the feedback. They were surprised I was not panicking. I'm like, why am I gonna panic? What am I gonna do? Is me panicking gonna make the Uber do a U-turn and come back to the?
mm,
There was nothing I could. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my team to feel like what we had was enough, and that's because I was already had a contingency plan. I already had cupcakes. So it's like,
mm,
as much as the food was not there, I already had a plan B. So it's
yeah,
like, I just know, like, listen, I've done the best I could with what I have, and now let's just see what happens. And even the box of wine that the sponsor had didn't make it. but I also already thought 5 steps ahead. I bought like 15 more bottles,
Wow.
even though they already had wine they were giving me for free. I said I went ahead and bought 15 bottles, and that's what covered. So for the rest of the evening after the event was done, we were drinking. Everyone was
Mhm.
drinking after the event. It was so much like I truly took more wine home, and
Yeah.
is that it's just having that thought frame. It's like, you know what? I've done the best I could. I have my contingency plans. Like, God forbid something bad happens, I have plan B and plan C. And you
Right.
leave it there. And
And
if something happened, you're like, it happened. I can't control it.
sometimes it also happens in reverse. Sometimes you're over prepared, and then you realize that you didn't need that much. Sometimes I kid you
Yeah.
not.
I
Sometimes
go
it's
through that a lot.
reverse, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, for the Rohan drink that's viral on the page, the shit on the Black Week,
Hmm.
bro. We
Mm,
had a $6,000 Black Magic camera. Wifey shot that on
mm.
her iPhone. Wifey,
Wow.
we was charging the camera or some shit, and wifey pulled out her phone. We had no lavaliers, no nothing. This is just him from an iPhone, bro.
Wow.
300,000 views, bro, from an
That's
iPhone.
crazy. It be
That's
like that
Yeah.
sometimes.
it.
Like,
Be like that. You just have to embrace all of it.
Adapt. Yeah.
Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you don't need it. Knowing when to adapt and pivot. Like you
Hmm.
say,
I
like,
was
okay, I got
just
this
gonna
mm,
plan.
say those two things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the cab. Okay, cool. Then boom, plan B, plan C. Implement immediately.
And I
yeah.
think
And then
that's,
regulate your emotions when you're in it too. Like, you don't want
That's
people to even know that you're flustered. Like, okay, cool.
I was
And
gonna
that
say
was the
that
thing
too.
that had my volunteers just like, they were actually very surprised. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, I was so calm and cool because I prepared the best I could, and this happened. That means it was not supposed to be a part of the
it wasn't
like. I
meant to
just
be.
I
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be like that. You know what I'm
Wasn't meant to
saying?
be
So
exactly.
I just it's I think the biggest thing I've learned. I think one of the early questions that Jerry asked me about, like maybe it was you or Jerry where I had to leave. It was you, Jerry, actually. So it was a control aspect of things. So me not wanting to control outcomes
Yeah.
and on equally how to regulate my emotions because being a businessman or woman, there are things that will happen that will have you so like you would crash out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But you have to learn, you have to understand that this is business at the end of the day. Don't take things personal unless somebody comes in your face and points a finger at you
Yeah.
and says something reckless that you be like, all right, listen now, you've taken it
That
too
was
far.
personal. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even when I have my friends working with me, they sign a contract.
No,
You
you
sign a
didn't.
contract and an agreement. I love you, but you're gonna sign this agreement because I
Yeah.
don't want a situation where it's like, oh, Jen did this or Jen said that. I'm like, it's on black
Everything
and
right
white. We
here. Yep.
agreed XYZ. This is what you're doing. This is what I'm doing. We understand that this is the terms of the agreement. So it's like regulate yourself.
It's
Regulate
like
yourself and protect yourself.
it's
Protect
like
yourself with
boxing.
on paper.
It's like
Yes.
boxing. Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about like boxing. What did the referee protect yourself at all times? That's part of having your paperwork together.
Hmm.
I don't care how long I know you. All that business is business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Respectfully.
conduct it as such.
Yeah. That's it. And then again it comes back to the kind of people you surround yourself with, your hair. Like you have to be able to like communicate it to them in a very confident way so they understand that like, listen, I'm doing this to protect our friendship. I hope you know what I'm saying? Like if you have any questions, let me know. But make sure that there's something that is very clear. Like if you decide to go into a business with someone, just have it on paper.
Yeah.
I bring X, you bring Y, and together we do Z.
Great point, sis.
Even that
Packaging is everything.
conversation. Yeah. Even that conversation, I realized that in those conversations, you find out who people truly are, like how they react.
Yes,
You
hundred
know,
percent,
like,
100%.
mhm,
You find out who what their true design. Well, no, I wouldn't say design. Their nature, because
mhm,
all of us, I do believe, we were all made that we're all at some point we're good people. Then things happen to us, and our experiences change who we are, and we become
yeah,
hardened, and all of that stuff. Um, but yeah, it really shows you who people are based on how they show up in those kind of conversations. But like we've just said like protect yourself. I think that's been like
The thing.
the golden thread throughout this conversation is
yeah,
like, yes, you're building something incredible. You have this vision. You want to connect people. You want to impact. You want to build legacies. But at the same time, you also want to make sure that you have the foundation set up. You want to make sure that you have the right team. If you don't even have the right team, believe in yourself that you can get to where you need to get to. And then when the team sees the work that you're doing, God will send you the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having a strategy, then asking God for the vision, and then praying for, like, men and women of influence for you to encounter those people. Like Jared was saying, like he became best buddies with the CEO. Like you never know how these relationships will unfold, and
Yeah.
it comes back to just being a good person. Honestly, it always comes back to that. Like when you're a good person, and I'm not saying be a walkover type person. I'm not saying that. Just be a
For
good,
you.
kind.
Genuine.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
For
Genuine
you.
person. People will see that, and energy doesn't lie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Your
and
Agreed
energy
with
and
that.
meet your
be,
energy will introduce you before you introduce yourself.
oh yeah, 100%.
You be across
From
the
the
room
way
and somebody will
from
know
the
you're
way
there.
you walk,
Yeah.
to the way you present yourself, to the way you speak.
Yeah.
Like, I think for black people, like we know how to code switch. So you do that, but like, it's a matter of like knowing what energy you bring into different room and how you bring the people that you're with along, and for them to understand, like, not saying you have to code switch in every situation, but like be yourself, yes, but
Yeah.
also know like when it's business is business, like keep things like separate. Like personal is personal, business is business.
You
Yeah.
want to be honest
That's
with
one
you?
thing.
I was gonna say, you
Hmm.
want to be honest with you, sis? I want to tell you that too, bro. Because code switching, it could be, it's no right or wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know it's situational. It's
Yeah.
situational, right? But in my cases, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Being myself has always led me to the right room. I'm not saying go crazy or anything like that. Just be yourself. Sometimes it'd be the littlest joke I made or something like that. Something maybe told me make a joke in this moment.
Yeah.
Now everybody's laughing. It's like I'm memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I put up on LinkedIn. People tell you, oh, it's a professional platform and all that other shit. Oh, it's professional. Only something of value. Bro, I'm in a steakhouse. I put up a medium rare steak. Like the post? The CEO of Stars Entertainment. Power and all. Think about power and all that.
Wow.
He liked
Yeah.
the post. He might have been in a steakhouse at the same time, like, that look good too. Where you at?
Where?
And
Yeah.
now we got a connection. I asked him for a role in power and all that. We sitting there laughing about it in the DMs. I promise you. You never know who's watching, bro. But it's those little things. If you feel it, like, you'll just do it. Had I not did it, and had I listened to everybody else in professional platform, and I had my button up and a tie, it would have gone, and he wouldn't have heard me.
True.
So it's that.
That
I
is
just
very
say that to
true.
say it's situational, bro. Trust your gut. Your gut is good.
Yeah.
You know
I
what's up.
definitely, yeah, I agree with that. And being someone that, I feel like social media, but then my surroundings kind of did this, like, for a while, for as long as I can remember. I've always like thought about myself as a chameleon, like being able to, or that's more of a
Same.
newfound. Yeah, that's more.
Same.
Yeah, that's more newfound, I would say. Like before, it was kind of just uncertain. Like, you hear black people, but it's like a thing. You go on your white people voice, but I don't. I never really looked at it as such of a bad thing. You just know how to adapt, what room you're in, and how you're gonna maneuver in that room. You're obviously not gonna go in that room like, being belligerent, being it's
Yeah.
just certain, like Jerry was saying, it's situational. But I never really looked at it as oh, I have a mask on, or I'm being fake, or I'm being phony. It was always like, how well am I able to adapt? And then I came up with, like, a chameleon kind of
Bro,
um
broski,
aspect.
not to cut you off, bro.
Mhm.
I was that. I'm the same. I'm telling you, you could cut 10 years off that shit. I'm telling you
Yeah,
right now. I had the phone voice. I was like, hey, hi.
yeah,
How are you? I had
yeah,
all of those. I had
yeah,
all of those, bro. And I was
yeah,
making a lot of money that way. But I made
yeah.
a lot more money when I was being
Being
myself. They're like, how are
yourself.
you doing, Jared? I'm tired right now. Like, I kind of, you know what I mean? Wish it was
Yeah,
Friday at 3:00, but it's Monday. Let's get it going. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And people
And
laugh
people
like, oh, yeah, I
respect
felt
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm tired too. You know what I'm saying? It could be little things like that, bro. I'm just saying, just still be yourself. It's okay because it's
Word.
cool to be you. It's
yeah,
cool to be you. We're programmed to feel like we have to be another way. You're cool as you are right now, bro. I've got $1 million deals with a hat on in a professional setting
Word.
that I'm getting paid for. It is what it is. 6-figure commission checks like this.
Mm.
I'm telling you, bro, you can do it. So I only say that because I am you, you are me, bro. We all going through the same
yeah,
experiences. It is what it
yeah,
is, bro. We all
yeah,
we all go through the same shit, different smell. We all go through it differently. It's just,
yeah.
but it's conceptually the same thing, bro. You are you. Don't ever feel like you have to not be you. And if you have to feel like you don't have to be you in a room, that's not the room for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Very simple. It's not the room. You could be there for a little bit, but you know you ain't staying there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just know
Yeah,
you ain't staying there. I'm here for a short stay. I'm here for a good time, not a long
not a
time.
long time. Yeah, exactly. For
But
real.
I know, but I do want to say, because we on 2 hours, I don't know if sis has something planned. And I do want to say, look,
Yeah.
this is such a dope conversation. Thank you both. Jennifer, thank you for
Thank you.
sharing your time. Thank you for pulling up. I knew it would be this. I knew it would be everything and more. And as part of the More Than Entitled family, let me let you know what that entails, sis. Anybody I've spoken to before you or after you, you have access to. So now you have a summit in person or something like that, you got a crew.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
call, be like, yo, Jay, can you come through with the stuff? No problem. Yo, can you interview some of these queens I got? No problem. Can you do that? Whatever you need, we're here. And I sincerely mean it. If I can't do it, I'll let you know. If it's somebody that you want to get in touch to, and maybe they don't respond like that, I'm gonna let you know. I'm like, yo, sis, yeah, I ain't speak to them in like 6 months, and like it's kind of funny. But this person I know for sure, this makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you. So please rely on me. Think of me as a resource. Think as little bro as a resource. Like we're here, we're family. And so I mean that shit. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the sacrifice you're making. Everything that you're doing doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you guys so much. That
Couldn't have
means
said
a
it better.
lot coming from
Couldn't have
you.
said it better myself.
Yo, that's real.
Thank you guys so much. No, thank you. This has been an incredible 2 hours, well spent.
I agree.
I'm like I cleared my schedule for this. And I'm so glad we got a chance to talk, and Jahir was able to get on as well. And I do hope that this conversation resonates with some people, and I'm available to feel free to reach out to me if anyone has any questions about the trademark stuff. I'm happy to guide you as best as I can. We definitely, and when I say we, I mean like Black businesses, we definitely need to protect the work, the gifts that we've been given. And when I say protected, I mean like the legal route, and making sure that that I mean I've just been aware of the resources that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be a resource to anyone, just as Jared and Jay has offered me the resource. I'm happy to be a resource and connect the people that I know. If you go through my page and you see something interesting on my website, you see someone interesting you would love to be connected to, please let me know. I'm not like a gatekeeper. I share information. I always share like, yes, this is the person. I'm happy. I'll do a quick intro in a heartbeat. I will figure it out somehow.
It's
I'll
just,
figure
let
it
them
out.
know where they can find you. So I'm gonna put everything in the description, but let them know where they can find you.
Yes, of course. So I have my company page at Beau Monde Society, and that is me across Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't use X anymore since Elon bought it, so it's just there. But I also have my personal page on Instagram. It's j.i.namani, and I'm also on Threads. I'm on TikTok, but I don't use TikTok as much. I'm trying to rebrand that page actually to just start talking a bit more about my entrepreneur journey, life through faith, fitness, and fashion. Actually, those are the three
I like that.
pillars, personal pillars that I have that I go with. So, but yeah, I'm happy to talk offline with anyone that wants to reach out to me. But yeah, those are my main accounts.
And I will have everything in the description on the YouTube, y'all. I will have her Instagram, her website, everything, all that included in the description. And before you guys go, man, come here. I just want to do one quick thing because this is my son, and I just want to do something on the spot because my son is turning 18 in 2 days.
Oh, 18. Oh,
my son is turning 18. This is my son Jameer.
Hi.
This is my big boy, and I just want to give you a heartfelt moment, bro. I love you.
I love you too.
You are the reason why I do all of this. I'm so proud of the young man you're becoming. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of everything that you do, man. Congratulations on the graduation. Congratulations on everything you do. And greatness is in your path. All right. And I just want to say that, man, because I love you, kid.
You too.
All right. You made me who I am. All right.
That's beautiful.
All
right. Oh, I love that.
And I just want to get in the love.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yes, sir. So so we here. You heard Jennifer's amazing story. It's my son's birthday. You see Jair, my young brother's on the building. You heard her story, man. You heard her story, right? She came from Nigeria all the way to the United States of America. She came to New York, yeah, had a dream. Her father sacrificed, her mother sacrificed, her family sacrificed, right? But guess what? She still had to choose to be her. She still had to choose to say, you know what? I'm going to find what I need to do. I'm going to find my purpose. She had talks with God. She had faith. She had unwavering faith. And she made it happen. There was days she wanted to quit. She had a million reasons to quit. She never quit. She stayed the path. She's doing amazing things. She's creating opportunities for Black women. She's doing everything that we celebrate on this show. Yeah. And that's what we do here. So if you make sure you connect with her, if you send her a message, please give her grace. She's busy. She's doing a lot of things. Give her a couple hours, give her 48 hours, 72 hours, but come with respect. Come with respect because she deserves it. And with that being said, you know, this is episode 308. It was a beautiful episode. I'm proud. I love what I do. I love the purpose. I love you guys. And this was real, man. And this was just a dope episode. I'm really proud.
Oh no, this is such a dope opportunity. And again, thank you so much to you, your team, and everyone listening. Stay inspired, stay safe, and stay empowered.
And that's it. Let's take it home. Let's say you got something to say, bro. You want to take us home? Take us home.
Hey, stay out of the minority groups.
Ow,
that part.
He's listening. He's
Mic
listening.
Drop. Yeah. Mic drop.
We are out of minority mindset. Yes, love that, Jay.